Like what Elaine said, we have a very long weekend. Something happened to me, never happened to me before. Yesterday night, I'm supposed to have a discipleship program with my pastors every Tuesday night. And I was at home at 9 p.m., still having some family event. And then suddenly the text call, Gordon, where are you? How come you're not here? Then I replied, I said that, here where? Then she said, we're supposed to have this program. Then it dawned upon me, shit, I missed it. I totally forgot about it. You know why? I keep thinking it's a Sunday. I keep thinking yesterday is a Sunday. Then during dinner time, when we were praying over dinner, I even thank God for Sunday. Then I realized that I'm really getting old. I just finished Sunday and yesterday was Tuesday and I totally missed that program. So guys, how about that? So you didn't talk about, do we have an outing? Yes. For first time in my family, we went for a night cycling at East Coast Park. For those who are in Singapore, we went there to rent a bicycle and we cycled all the way to Marina Bay. And then all the way back, it was a wonderful time. And we finished our cycling at about 1, 2 a.m. Then we proceed to McDonald's as a family. And then the next day, Daisy and me cannot get up anymore. We are flat, okay? And we told each other we'll never do this again at our age. It's killing us softly. But for those who are in Singapore, if you have not done so, this is a fantastic outing with your girlfriend or agency. Okay, Singapore night scene. From East Coast, you cycle all the way to Marina. It was so beautiful. Okay, really, really beautiful. Let me show you some pictures, okay, in case you all didn't believe. Show off a bit about Singapore, you know, Singapore. All right. So is it nice? Right, this is the night scene in Singapore. Can you believe that Singapore can be so nice? Take a look. Wow, if you have not, for those who are in Singapore, you have not done this, please try it. You know, this is so nice, you see? We cycle as a family and we just enjoy ourselves. It's so wonderful. So if you have not done so, boyfriend, girlfriend, this is a fantastic place because you cycle so far out, cannot come back already. So you don't come back, she got nothing to do, but you can just do all the communication, close her, whatever, you know, present your financial planning, everything there. It's a good idea. Right, so for Singaporean, please do that. And then for our Malaysia friends, if you ever come and visit Singapore, this is something that you must do. Don't always go to what Sentosa, Singapore Zoo. You know, this is something you can do. Let me know if you come to Singapore. I can always arrange for you. Cycle there, cycle back, then go back hotel and rest. It's a scene that you cannot see in the daytime. Right, JL organization, you all should do it together. Oh, Jeffrey, train up a bit. If not, next day flat, flat. Understand? Flat. Okay. All right, guys. Today's session, we are into our third module, study right. Okay, we've gone through quite a bit. We are already in our next 3 sessions. It's going to be very impactful. Now, we go through the whole session. So let me start off. Right, this is Ample Essential. As you can Ample and the whole program. We finished the recruitment pillar. We are today into our retention pillar. And then morphosis, we are confirmed going to do a morphosis camp in November in Indonesia, the first week of November. So if you're game, when we further you, we give you more information, please come. Okay, now we have already established, learn this career seminar. Many of you have already done it and you've seen positive outcome, results out of it. From here, we will have a follow-up conversation and then we will have one outcome, this person through the recruiting seminar, interested to explore. Another outcome is not interested to explore. But our conversation from the rethinking work, we don't care whether they're interested or not interested. We can invite them to the 10 must ask question. And then from the 10 must ask question, now you have 3 responses. 1, not interested. That's it. The whole thing ends there. But it will be a case from the person who is interested to explore will now through the MAQ see the opportunity and from there direct him straight to SIR, which is what we're going to cover in the next three weeks. But from the person who is not interested to explore, hopefully from there, they are now see the opportunity, but because he needs financial, he needs income, all sorts of whatever reason. And from here, we bring him to another opportunity called Attach and Train. And then if he likes it, he sees the opportunity, he's willing to the FSFT program, the Flexi Agent program. And then from there, they're willing to come in full-time. So we come a long way. We come a long way that in these 12 weeks, you really learn something that is really practical, real, and something you can work at it. So this 3 modules, we're going to talk about SIR. Now, guys, today's session is so full, you won't even have time for breakout. Okay, I try to squeeze breakout for you, but I don't think we can have the time. And today's session is going to be very interesting because many of you, in fact, all of you are experienced managers. You have been around for a long time. There are only a handful that are new to agency building, but majority of you have been manager for many years. So you have also been training new agents. So this is nothing new, but I hope my sharing will add new insight to your new agents training. And you'll be the best judge to judge me on what I'm going to share to you. That as I share, you will ask yourself the thing that you've been doing for the past years or decades, where is the area that you can improve, or which area you probably did not see. Hopefully that's the outcome. Then after that, go back and start working at it. Okay, so that is the purpose. And today, in order to make this sharing very real, to prove to you that what I'm sharing to you is not something I pluck from the air or from any textbooks that we have read, I want to tell you, no, not at all. It is something that we do over the years. It's been decades that we use this system. And today, wherever we go, people say that we are successful, whether back then when we were in Prudential or when I started Finexis. This is our flagship program that I'm here going to share with you. All right, so it's a lot to cover, a lot to pack, because I'm not just giving you there's no motivation, guys. I'm really going to share with you what we do, how we do. And you're going to love it if you're serious about new agent retention program. You will love it, but it's going to be heavy. For those who are new, this may be a bit heavy, but doesn't matter. Please come back for the next run. That's why I say you will look forward to the next run, because you have so many questions you want to ask after that. And then to make the session real, today I will have invited one of the managers from Finexis, one director. He's also an MDRT agent. He joined immediately after university NUS, attended a career talk by me, and that's it. He joined, and then when he started with SIR. That means career talk immediately to SIR. So I will be coming, whatever I share midpoint, I will interview him so that his sharing will make it very real to you that whatever we share is not textbooks. So good deal for all of you. So if it sounds good to you, go to the chat and type lots of 1 to get me high first. Wow, really look forward, really look forward. A very good start for after a long break, you know. Yeah. Wow, also ready, fantastic. All right, so let's go in. Now, question, which is the most difficult? On top 1, 2, 3, please go to the chat and give me your answer. In your opinion as an agency leader, which is the most difficult? Recruitment, retention, or production? So go to the chat and type 1, 2, or 3, your answer. You should get the right answer because this answer was given last week. Okay, so you notice everybody now, wow, through my training, everybody got the right answer now. So I'm very glad that most of you will say that, okay, retention is the most difficult. Now, if you can give the right answer, then my next question is, then why managers struggle to retain their agent? Why? Recruitment is very tough, but retention is even tougher. Recruitment is difficult, retention is even more difficult. So therefore, if recruitment is already so difficult, then it makes sense that when it's so difficult, we finally recruit somebody, it makes sense that we make sure that we can do our best to keep that person, to make the person stay, to retain. But yet, why so many people struggle to retain their agent? Why? I'll share with you a few reasons. Managers struggle to retain agent because they make a big mistake about new agents training. What are the mistakes? To them, many times new agents come in, their training is syllabus based. They have a syllabus mentality. Okay, teach the sales process, product. Then after that, they do lots of motivation weekly. So it's a syllabus. Then when the syllabus over, then how? And then a lot of the training is very focused about sales only and heavy on motivation. And to the new agent, severe lack of engagement. And there is this commitment challenge, both on the leaders and the agent. If both also got commitment challenge, it is a sure case to fail. Too many distractions on the managers. If the managers is a sales producer manager, confirm there are a lot of distraction. Agents will see the disappointment when they join. They are disappointed from the recruitment talk, the rethinking work, the 10 must ask question, the FS, everything looks good until when I come in, so many things mismatch. So agents disappointment. Then there's a misplaced focus on the leaders. Is your focus on sales or your focus on many other things? But I thought you should focus on me. You recruit me. You bring me in. Then why like that? And then many managers do not have the confidence to teach, to lead the agent. Because to them, 90 days, what are we going to do in 90 days? To them, it's the weekly training. You just show up. You mix with the rest of the agency, everybody in the class, or senior agent, mid-year, mid-career agent, whatever, all jump all together and we motivate. Mismatch values. The managers is talking about all the lifestyle, car, money, whatever. Some people don't like it. But then if you talk about all the values, some people just want money and cars. There's a mismatch and clash of cultures. There are many more reasons, but if these are the 12, if you agree with this 12, go to the chat and say something to me. Do you agree? Well, all agree. So really? So you see, new agents come in. As a manager, if you agree with these 12 points, we have to address these 12 points. And this 12 point is not just about new agent, because if you get it right forever moving forward. And it's not something that I get it right, that's it. It's something that you're going to keep getting it right. Getting it right now, you make sure that you keep on getting it right. It doesn't stop there. Because why? Our business is very dynamic. This season, you may be recruiting fresh graduate. Another season, you may be recruiting all the aunties, And now two different cultures. Another season, you'll be recruiting all the single mom, Another third group of people come in. Are you getting me? Non-homogeneous group. Cut through 4. Not an easy career. Don't take it too lightly. So today I'm going to share with you a system that whatever, regardless of what background you are, you can be single mom, you can be army personnel, you can be a retiree, come into this system, it works for all. Wow, sounds that good, huh? That good, huh? Yes, it is that good, that powerful, but it's a lot of work. Now, what is SIR? It stands for Start It Right. It is basically a 90 days new agents retention system. All right. So the question, why 90 days? Why not 30 days? Why not 60 days? Why not 180 days? Why 90 days? So I want to give you 3 examples to convince you, to persuade you that 90 days is the bare minimum, and 90 days, if we get it right, it is a good start for any new agent from any background of any age. Okay, so the first example I want to share with you is about this. Guys, if you don't know what is this, it's a pregnant woman, okay? If you're single, give you some biology lesson. is a pregnant woman. We call this the first trimester. First trimester means when a lady is pregnant, your wife is pregnant from the first week to the 12 weeks is first trimester, meaning 90 days. 90 days. So I want to share with you why 90 days is most important to a pregnancy. The first trimester is the most important because it's said that the most crucial period of pregnancy, first trimester is said to be the most crucial period of pregnancy because at this point, your baby is growing from an embryo to a fetus. The fetus is most vulnerable during the first 12 weeks. During this period of time, all of the major organs and body system are forming and can be damaged if the fetus is exposed to drugs, infectious agents, radiation, certain medication, tobacco, and toxic substances. Okay, for those who are married, you are pregnant, you have given birth to children, you know what it means. The first trimester is very sensitive. Today, there are many people when they are pregnant in the first 90 days, they won't even tell anybody that they are pregnant. Husband and wife will keep mum because they don't want to get disappointed should something happen. You see today, many people after the first trimester, then they announce, oh, I'm pregnant. Is that sensitive? So for men, if your wife is pregnant, the first 90 days, we need to be very careful. So therefore, it's the same of conception. Then when a new agent joins, the same mindset is that the first 90 days of this new agent is a new baby joining our industry. How should we take care that this new agent will not be miscarriage? Because we have a lot of miscarriage in the 90 days. And then we have a lot who are in the 90 days, they are not miscarriage, they continue to grow into the 1 year, 2 year deform. Hello, you understand what I'm saying? Normal, recruitment normal, after it become deform, Hello, you understand? Become personality disorder. You understand what I mean, right? All the toxic in the agency. So if you don't understand this, I rephrase this definition of the first trimester in this manner. Okay, I rephrase word for word, you can see here. Word for word, earlier you see word for word. I just cancel certain words and replace it with other words for the agency, for brand new agent. You will see that the first 90 days is said to be the most crucial period of the business because at this point, your agent is growing from an embryo agent to a fetus agent. During this period of time, all of the major sales and business systems are forming and can be damaged if the fetus agent is exposed to motivation drugs. Motivation drugs, hello? Infectious agents, your agents in the rejection, certain incentive, money, material substances. Do you agree? I didn't paraphrase it, I just changed the words. It makes exactly the same sense to us in the agency. If you agree, go and type 1. So one of the things you notice I put out there, motivation. My goodness, motivation is actually drugs, So the mistake that I feel, in my opinion, many new agents, when they join, we expose them to that kind of level of motivation too early because those are drugs. It numbs them to the reality of the business that to them, they can only chiong, they can only perform when there are campaigns, when there are incentive, when there are motivation. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. So to me, these are all very dangerous things to a new agent, but many of us are so apt to bring them to this level, and to us, we again, we simplify the business. Because there are many success stories like that, but we also know many who came in early, they disappeared early too. I can tell you stories after stories of agents who in the first 90 days or first year did so well, even the first 2 years, and after that, you don't hear about them anymore. So many. So this is the first proof to you about the first trimester from a pregnancy angle. Why 90 days? Let me share with you the second example of 90 days. Okay. This is a Montessori kindergarten, or this is a normal Singapore, our PAP, NTUC, or kindergarten. So why kindergarten again? Kindergarten here, we are not talking about 90 days. We're talking about the kindergarten concept is that you parents bring your kids to the kindergarten in the daytime. Some are half day, some are full day. Let's talk about a half day. They go there, they have one level of learning from the kindergarten. They learn from the kindergarten teacher, they learn from the friends, they learn from the environment. Then after that, they go home, they have a second level of learning, which is the family, from the parents. So a SIR program is the same, where your agent, new agent, will be sent to the kindergarten for half a day. So they will have first level of learning at the SIR kindergarten, quote unquote, and then they will go back to the agency to learn from the second level of learning, which is you, the managers. So you will notice if how many of you have sent your kids to a Montessori kindergarten as opposed to the public general kindergarten? If you have, you will know the difference. Huge difference. Why I say that? Because my kids go through Montessori. My wife get herself certified as a go through a Montessori diploma training to at least know childhood learning. And it blows my mind to understand how Montessori will develop a system to train children. So second example, it's not just about the 90 days, it's about the system of sending them there and then sending them back. Take note of what I'm saying here. Because when we recruit our new agent, our agent very quickly will just flow into the mainstream system. They will come in for the weekly training. They will sit in the hall or in your training room. All the agents are all there. And then your training applies to senior agent, new agent, whatever agent, they're all there. So to the new agent, they just be absorbed into all this new thing, which you do not know that actually you're exposing them to a lot of viruses. You did not separate them. Can you imagine your child supposed to go to kindergarten, but they didn't go for kindergarten. For 3 years, they didn't go. Immediately, they go to primary school. Do you think your child will struggle more to adapt because all the rest of the children finish 3 years of kindergarten, but your child goes straight to primary 1? Do you agree? I'm saying this to you because I was an example of a person that did not go through kindergarten in my era. In my era, those who can go to kindergarten need money. Financially, my family just could not afford to send me to any kindergarten. I go straight to primary 1. You know how solid it's gotten who? I go straight to primary 1. When I enter the class, many of my classmates already know A to Z. They speak English. And when I enter primary 1, I speak Hokkien. You understand why speaking Hokkien and speaking English back then? I don't speak English. So the pain and the struggle to understand was really, really painful. And the way the system is run, my confidence was already crushed at a very early age of my life. Painful. So therefore, we got to understand from this perspective, how do we protect brand new agents? They are precious, Lord, my friend, precious, because we go through so much pain to recruit them. And we lose them so easily. Third example. Why 90 days? Watch a video. This video is about Singapore Navy. Okay? You see, Singapore, all the male in Singapore have to go through when they enter the army, all the males in Singapore got to go through the army. The first 90 days of their life got to go through this Singapore little island called Pulau Tekong. They have to go to an island so that the grandparent don't have to boil soup and send there, you know. If they are in Singapore, you'll see grandmother boil soup to go and see them. So they are in a Tekong again for first 3 months. Why 3 months again? Why 3 months? Because we are all civilian. We are not born naturally with a soldier mindset. Always hear people say that in countries like Afghanistan, Iran, they say that when the baby is born, they are born with gunfires and bombs all around them. So they grow up with this kind of bombs and gunfire. Ours is in an air-con, single room, beautiful. I'm a grandfather now, I can tell. So it's a different upbringing. So when they join insurance line, guys, insurance line, you must have the mindset that it's a warfare. To convert that civilian mind into a soldier mind, need minimum for a start 90 days. Watch this video and you will understand what it means, okay? It's a Singapore Navy. Singapore Armed Forces has three arms, okay? The land, the air, and the sea. The sea is the toughest.
I was a non-swimmer, so it was a very tough journey. I was struggling very badly in the water.
Hold on, get back! Get back!
To become a diver, there are 5 vetoes. The first one would be IPPT Divers Goal, followed by Sea Circuit, 2 km sea swim, a divers fitness test, and 6K time run. I definitely found the water-related tests tougher than the non-water related. The sea evolutions were like a huge deal for me. Whenever I pass one sea evolution, it would be like having a birthday celebration because it was like that huge to me. I still don't know how I completed the whole drown proving thing, because how could anyone even swim or survive underwater with their hands and legs tied? For survival swim, which is one of our confidence tests, we wear our number 4 with boots and we jump off this 3-meter platform. We have to swim 50 meters and tread water for 5 minutes with our boots on. After treading water for 5 minutes, we have to remove all our clothes. You tie knots at the end of your pants and we make a float out of it. Once you manage to inflate your pants, then you're actually secured. You pass the test. There's full competency. You must be able to be calm and rectify your problem and surface up. Instructors are the aggressors. So we'll be diving and suddenly the instructor will attack us. They just want to simulate a hectic situation while you're diving. He'll take off the strap. He'll rip off your mask and your DV, which is the oxygen supply. He'll shake your tank. So once he's done and you feel that the aggressor is gone, you have to check. Once it's clear, carry on with what you have to do. And once you get your oxygen supply, you fix your straps and everything is done, the instructor will check. Once it's okay, he'll give you your mask. So you pass the test.
Fin divers, stand by. Clear, fin divers, body up. Divers. 1, 2, 3, go.
Singapore waters is not the cleanest waters in the whole world. If you go to Sentosa, it's salty, the visibility is not good. It's the same thing over at Sembawang. On a good day, the visibility can be like 5 meters or less. Night dives, 0 vis. You can't see anything.
Sorry? Oh, okay. Am I see ever that?
Although you can't see anything much, but training-wise, you are still competent in doing your tasks, doing what you have to do in such bad conditions. So I think it's actually good training in that sense. Swimming-wise, we breathe in and out through our mouth because we can exchange gas much faster than through our nose. So imagine you coming out of the water like, then the water just goes in involuntarily. So there was once actually I got diarrhea by drinking seawater, and I was up for 3 days. Sea swim is 2 kilometers long, and we use the combat side stroke, which is what the US Navy SEALs do. It's a stealth stroke where you are very efficient, you don't use much effort, and you camouflage. So your head only pops out of the water once in a while. And we have to complete 2 kilometers in 50 minutes. Sea circuit is basically a circuit we have to do in the sea, which is just like your SOC. You start off at the shore, you wear your fins, you turtle back to this rope. So with your fins, you climb up the rope, you take off your fins, carry your fins in your hands, run across this balancing beam kind of thing. So if you fall into the water. After which you run towards the tower, you wear your fins and you jump off the tower. Back to the shore. So from the shore, you run back to the podium where you started, and then you go again. So it's 3 rounds of this under 18 minutes. It is one of the most physically demanding routine for 18 minutes. No matter how tired you are, you just have to go through. Rope climbing, you have to have strong arms, back muscles and all that. Basically, after the first round, the second round, your body gets numb, your mind shuts off and you just go. So after like the second, third round, it's just mind over body. It's a tough veto, but most of us managed to clear it. From being like a totally bad and horrible swimmer, I've come to a point where I can swim quite like on an average level now. So I think it's a huge accomplishment for myself.
I wanna be a naval diver. I wanna swim in the deep blue sea.
For those who are not Singaporean, in your mind right now, you're thankful to God that you're not a Singaporean, yeah? Okay, now, this is new agents training. So when I train new agents, we watch the Navy, we have a discussion. What do you think? Ours is a new agents training in this manner, but as an insurance person. There's one phrase he said that by the time you finish the first circuit, you'll be numb. Numb. Your body shut down. And I'll tell the new agent, you will come to a point where you have to call, meet people, long hours, you'll be numb. You'll be in a position until your whole system shut down as a new agent. Have you ever said such thing to your new agent to prepare them? Numb from what? People beat you up? No. Numb from rejection. Numb from friends turning away from you. Numb from negative feedback. You'll be numb. You'll be shut down. So you see, these are all preparation to a new agent because we speak the truth here. Many people left. Why? Because of all these things. They are not ready for the numbness. They are not ready for the shutdown. So these are 3 examples that I proved to you that I want to convince you, persuade you that 90 days is very crucial for a new person to join, to become ready to embark on this lifelong career. So the 90 days in itself is again another selection process. That if they cannot survive these 90 days with you, guys, it's better that they go than you keep having them around. With too many agents has been around for too long, which rightfully they should go. But yet they won't go because the moment they start to close a few cases, they want to be around to continue to get their renewals. So that's the wrong reason for staying. All right, I hope I convinced you that new agents is a 90 days new agent retention program. All right. And I say this is mainly to convince the new agent that join that this is the reason why we have this 90-day Start It Right program. So then what is Start It? Why is SIR a system? Why do I call SIR a system? Give you 4 S. Very simple. It is a structure. It's about synergy. It's about support. And it's about your story. So actually, there are 5 S here. The system is the overall arcing of this structure, synergy, support, and story. And you'll see the whole new agent SIR program of 90 days will evolve around these 4 words. If you can put these 4 words together, it is a system. So why is SIR a system? It means doing the same things over and over again till it becomes part of you. So you see the Navy story, you see the kindergarten story, you see the pregnancy story. It means doing the same thing over and over again till it becomes part of you. Same things doesn't mean boring things. I guarantee you, for our new agents, training 90 days, it is not boring, but it is overwhelming. You never have a boring moment. But I heard from many agencies, the new agents are bored. Bored with every week, just nothing but motivation. Same things, but filled with limitless variation and possibility. Take note of these words. It could be the same thing, but it's never boring. It could be the same thing, but it has limitless variation and possibilities. Therefore, it is not about motivation, but inspiration, not about information, but transformation. It is not for the faint-hearted, but only reserved for the brave-hearted. It is not a place of comfort zone, but an environment of combat zone. You put these 6 points together thus far. Is it a good story you can tell? But unfortunately, many managers could not create this story for the new agent because it's boring, it is painful, it is just difficult. You will have many scars, but you will eventually exchange them for the stars. The Navy example. It is an adventure, not a walk in a park. Adventure means there will be lots of blood, sweat, and tears. So this is why SIR is a system. As you're listening to me, now look back at your agency. Do you talk to your new agent over such points before they step officially into the program? Do you have a program that before you go in, many people say, oh yeah, we have our new agency trainings, we have our NAT. But before you bring them in, do you talk to them like that? Just like the FSFT, the NAT, I spent a lot of time keep repeating to you about the 5 A's, about the Lao Tzu 6 words. You don't get that right, you will have many that will just walk out. The NAT, the new one, is the same. You do not prepare them, condition them preparing. When they go in, many will fall out. So what do you think? As I speak about this, as you look back in your own system, do you do it correctly to your people, to your new agents? Right? So far, makes sense to you? So far, so good? Many of you may even think that, wow, as I look back, sayang, or no, there are so many new agents that come in. There are many things that you did not really do. So it doesn't matter what is the past in the past. Let's look forward. Okay, let's continue our story. So why is SIR a system? Which I already convinced you with these 9 points. So now, what does SIR do? So now I'm convinced that it is a system of this 5S, system made up of story, structure, synergy, support. So what does it actually do? It is basically a conversion program. Conversion? Guys, I'm not here to convert you into a belief. It converts you into a professional financial consultant. It converts you from ordinary to become extraordinary. It converts you from an employee to an entrepreneur. So duration of SIR. So before we talk about this, the conversion actually has many meaning, but I just put you simply. So it's like, for example, the Navy. Anyone who go into the army, we are civilians. We grew up so comfortable at home. Suddenly we got to go there. You notice that for them, they need to convert themselves from a civilian to a Navy SEAL or Navy. It's not easy. First, many of us, before we go to the Navy, we swim. But you will never swim with your boots and your uniform on, isn't it? But conversion, you need to. You will never swim with tying your hands and your leg. You have to. So those are conversion programs. What are all these difficulties? All this thing is to convert you from a civilian to a soldier, to be a warrior. So to become an insurance agent or financial consultant, guys, the conversion process is the one that we fail. Without having that conversion process in these 90 days, many will leave the business. It's not about achieving millions MDRT. In these 90 days, you cannot convert that. All these millions is of no use. Who doesn't want to earn millions? Then why is it that so many come and go? Because you have not gone through a proper conversion program. Then people who go through the program, they cannot be converted. That means like the Navy, they have a way. If you go through, you cannot pass. That means you're not fit to be a Navy. Then you're out. And nothing ashamed about not being able to be a Navy. Just that you are not a water person. You maybe become a better if you're Tarzan. You swim from 3 to 3, maybe you're better. You know, you swim, maybe you're better lah. But Tarzan is a lone ranger, you see, there's no agency. That's why I said we are not here to recruit Tarzan, Rambo, Rocky. Sorry, we are agency. So if if your name is Tarzan, Rocky, Rambo, you can't build agency. Guys, are we okay? Guys, this is a professional training. I appreciate that if you watch my video, you do not record my video. Is it okay? You just listen and do not record my video. Okay? Because I know that there's nothing I can help, but I just want to make mention that we are leaders. Let's believe in each other, ethics and practice, okay? Because I know that many times when I do, there's some camera from the left and start recording my video, but I'm just going to make mention, okay? So it's a conversion. Take note of all these keywords that I'm saying to you, because these are the keywords that will keep you to help you understand. So the next point, duration of SIR. Duration of SIR is 90 days, right? So now, the 90 days is broken down into 3 30 days segments. Every Tuesday, and it's run every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday from 8:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Expectation of SIR. During each 30 days segment, you are expected to perform XXX number of API per week. You're going to make every day a working day. Okay, we'll emphasize about this working day later. Okay, emphasis is not about closing case. Heard that? To new agent, you know. It's important to close case because the first talk is about API. You see that? You still need to have production. But yet the emphasis is about getting referrals. And during these 30 days, there are team calling sessions. There are also this thing called agent get agent activity. So these are the expectation of SIR. The rationale why have this expectation is about discipline and work habits creation. Work habits creation. Now, stop here. I want to interview the person that I told you will be here from Finesis, and he joined as a fresh graduate. This is the first career in his life, and today he's a successful producer, and he's also eventually may run the team. So I want to introduce to you Lionel Wong. Elaine, can you bring him up so everybody can see him? Lionel, can you?
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, you all can see Lionel, right? When Lionel joined Finesis, I didn't even notice he was there, you know, too many. So later when he joined, he was one of those that caught my attention, especially when he attended my morphosis camp. After he attended my morphosis camp, he comes every camp and he comes forward to me, say, Gordon, can I be your helper? And I'm so happy for people like him who is so willing to help, and he has been helping me in every camp. Every camp you'll see Lionel come, whether Taiwan, Malaysia, Indonesia, so all the Malaysians all know him, Taiwanese all know him, and I'm happy that he's also successful. So Lionel, introduce yourself a bit. How did you end up in this business?
Hi, everybody. My name is Lionel. I first got to know Gordon through we call it Career Odyssey. I went to the campus career seminar, and then I was invited to hear Gordon talk, and I went down. So there's many other fresh grads there. I was one of them sitting there. And that's how I got to know Finesis. So after the talk then I joined. So I didn't think much. I just thought, why not this career? So a lot of people say, wow, so easy to recruit. I say, yeah, don't need to think so much. Just give it a try first.
Okay.
So that's how I got. So yeah, that's how I got to join.
So right now it's a very rare breed, right? One talk straight away, a career seminar, SIR. So these are very rare. We do not take this as a standard because most are not like that. So Leonard, when you finally took the exam, decided to join, you will go straight into SIR. Share with us when you heard the sharing just now, expectation, SIR, this is SIR, all this thing, the 30 days, 90 days, all the whatever sales got to do, AGA, sales submission, all this thing. What was your thought? You first time hear this kind of thing. Were you shocked? Were you what was your feeling at that time?
The first time I heard about all this was when I already joined SIR. So it was the first week. There's an induction. So before we have the 3 days, we had a full week where we got to go every day to get started. And well, me being me, because I just jumped in, to me, it's like just join first. It was a shock. It was very shocking because I still remember to this day. I joined in 2007. So it had been a very good, how many years was that? Was 15, it 14, 15 years? Yeah. I still remember that day when I stepped in. So Finexis was on the 11th level. I went into the wrong floor. I went onto the 10th level. And because I tried to climb the stairs, I got out. It was a fire exit. I couldn't open the door. I got to go back downstairs. All the way, I climbed all the way down 10 and I go up. I still remember thinking whether I should go to the toilet first, but something stopped me and I decided to just enter the room. The trainer was there staring at me and he said, okay, you sit down. And everybody after me was late. I was just on the dot. And it was that first hour of my life that I realized that, wow, this is very serious because there's I will call it, it's a big sin to ever be late, as that was because we hold punctuality very tight out of respect to our trainers and our respect to our peers who made the effort to be there early. And I still remember the first lesson that I was taught is never be late, because the kind of prospects that we want will not expect us to be late. So shocking because after the first day, I thought of quitting already. It was, I never expected SIR to be so military. There's a huge, it's all about the mindset. And I realized that fast forward 15 years, there's so much, I would say, it's a civilian mindset. It's not a soldier mindset. And if I'm a civilian, there's no way that I can be I would say, competent agent or to be a competent soldier. So I remember first day, I told the manager, say I want to quit already.
Okay, thank you, Lionel. So guys, you understand? SIR, many come in the first day, they already got the shock of their life. I give you another story. One new agent came in, not late, but we go through the program and then finally reached about 10:30, 11, she raised her hand, it's a lady, and said, do you serve breakfast? She came at 8:30 thinking that there'll be breakfast, you know. Can you believe that? And she was so hungry, she cannot take it. She got to ask that question. No. Then what do you think? Of course, she kena until she finally learned her lesson. You eat your breakfast, then you come. Because she thought that this kind of corporate training will provide food. You understand? So I'm just telling you, it is a training of mindset, of behavior, of understanding the business. We are not here to play. But to many agencies that I come to know is that when they train their new agent, it is a very happy hour feeling. They make the agent feel very happy, very good. Whereas ours, you can see that when they enter, it is tense, it is serious, it is business, it is a conversion program. Okay, more to come from Lionel, okay? So take note of this, all right? The API, how much is it? You got to decide. Ours is very high. It's not easy to achieve. So the word here is make every day a working day, point 2. So what is a working day? So the key word is a new agent from the very beginning is driven into their mind that every day make it a working day. So what do you mean by working day? So we define it for them so that they know what is a working day. Now, a working day means every day you need to clock in 5 points. 5 points. This is how we tell them about the points. If they fix an appointment fix is 0.5 points. If they got an appointment, FF, when you see the word FF means fact finding, means it's the first appointment, then it is 0.5 points. If they get 5 referrals, it's 0.5 points. That means if you get less than 5, they got 0 point. If they get 7, they get 8, it's 0.5 points. Get the message, okay? So if they get 8 referrals, in order to make it 1 point, they have to push themselves to get 2 more, then they get 1 full points. If they close the case, now that is a very high point, 2 points. If they do 1 AGA, agent get agent activity, they got 0.5 points. So all this add together, if they really achieve this, how many points? It's still less. Hello, you all these things you need to do to get 5 points. Are you getting me? It's not like all this add together equal 5 points. Are you getting me? So let's give an example. This agent, he fixed 4 appointments. He got 4 appointments fixed. Then he got 2 first-time appointments for the day. And that day he got 10 referrals. He didn't close the case. He didn't have any AGA activities. So these are his points. So this today is not a working day. It's not a working day. So to the agent, if end of the day, you can see that this is all the activity you do, but if it's not a working day, that means that day failed. So he needs to drive himself every day to make sure that his day is a working day. So this word working day, it is a very key thing that a new agent will get. We will always, during the coaching, is that, is this a working day? This is not a working day. So they are very clear, it's not a working day, that's it. That's it. So give you a few more examples. Okay, to make you, hopefully you understand. So this second appointment, you notice that this person has 2 appointments, 1 first 2 appointment fixed, but 1 fact-finding appointment. He get 3 referrals, 0 point, because only 5, then you get 5.5 points. He closed 1 case, 2 points. Again, no AGA activity. It's 3.5 points. It's not a working day. Now this person, he got 4 appointment fixed. He got 4 first-time appointment. He got 18 referrals. He got 1 case closed. He got 2 AGA, but he got 10 points. That day is a fantastic working day. Okay, Liner, let's come back to Liner again. Share with us, Liner, about this working day thing, how it's been driven into all the new agent in the SIR program about the working day. Because we know that this working day is something like a DNA injected to all of us, that it has to be a working day, that kind of mentality. Share with us how this, when you first heard it, and how did you make yourself every day to make sure it's a working day?
Right. So if you are working outside, let's say we are not agents, but we are now in the corporate world, working somewhere outside. They work hard, they get paid X dollars, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, whatever. But for us, how do we measure that we have worked for the day? Because I have also seen my fair share of agents that they can say that, hey, you know, we work from morning until night, but end of the day, we still got no results. And therefore, this working day gives us something to focus on our days on. So for new agents like myself, 15 years back, it becomes very easy to focus on what do we need to do. Is reading email? No, you see that reading email is not inside. It doesn't give me a point. So to make things simple for us, all we need to do is just to aim for activities that give us the points. And over here, you see the 5 activities that give us the points. And that's what we do. So it gives us the focus on what we need to do. We need to meet people, fix the appointment, go for appointment, get referrals, close case, or talk to other people about our career. So that's how it was drilled into us. And we know that as long as we focus on making every day a working day, we will eventually be paid the amount that we want. Okay,
that's very good. So you will notice that during the SIR program, the SIR coach will always drive in about the working day of which day. Will ask, is this a working day, not working day? So the new agent will feel very down, especially those that get all the points. He may get all the things, but didn't make a point, didn't make the mark. So it's a pity. For example, this person, didn't get enough referrals, he got 4 referrals. And then the coach will say that, why wouldn't you just get 1 more so that you get 0.5 points? That's how we drive. That's how we drive. So this agent is a conversion. So he said, okay, so 90 days, can you imagine they keep hearing these points? This thing will be driven into them to do the activities that is necessary. All right, thanks, Lionel. Let's move on. So expectation of SIR, this is a key word. Make every day a working day. All right, now, failure to meet expectation. So what if the agent failed to meet the expectation? So how? The first 30 days, yellow card. The second 30 days, red card. And the third 30 days, board of review. You know, outcome, termination, or extend SIR. Again, let's back to Lionel. Lionel, share with us again about this yellow card, red card thingy, you know, or board of review. In your SIR days, how do you see any, or how was it?
Oh, it's scary, and more often than not, majority of us will be expecting at least a yellow card, because it's fast and furious. We are just learning the ropes. We need to go for appointments, and it's tough. It's tough to meet the requirement of the first month. So more often than not, majority of us will get a yellow card. And we take it very seriously, because we really see our peers getting X off, terminated, asking to leave. We know that this is no joke. It's inculcated in us. We have the mindset that, you know, this is our business. We want to do well. And therefore, it should be our responsibility to make this business a success. So we were always told that the managers cannot have more ownership over our business than ourselves. Otherwise, this will not be our business anymore. This will not be our career.
Okay. So,
but
yeah.
one thing that I want to add is I think the managers fear yellow card, red card, board of review more than the agents, at least as a manager point of view. Because as managers, we just don't know what to do if our agents get a yellow card. How do we get them out of the yellow card? How do we get them out of a red card? So that's
I know you need to
yeah.
qualify. The people here make a confused, because the manager of the agent in the SIR program, the manager is not running the SIR.
Sorry, I meant the SIR trainers.
So you're talking about the SIR trainer, the SIR coach, huh?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Just in case you don't know, Rainer, after he graduated from the SIR program, he continued to do sales, and at one point in time, he also became a SIR coach, right, Rainer?
Yeah, that's correct.
How long have you been an SIR coach?
I've been an SIR for 10 years probably.
So guys, heard that the system is so robust that Lionel is a person who graduated from SIR. He is grateful to SIR. His success today has a lot to do with the foundation that he built during SIR. And because he believed in SIR, when the call, is thrown upon him, Lionel, would you like to pay it forward back to the agency by being an SIR coach? Lionel is more than happy to give back to the agency. And do you hear him? He didn't become an SIR coach for 10 months, 10 years, my friend. And of all the commitment in the agency, I always tell my Malaysia coach, the most demanding, the most challenging, the most difficult of all the commitment anybody can give to the agency is the SIR commitment. Because it's not a one-time no. This person come in, your commitment immediately is 90 days to a batch. It is a painful commitment, but yet Lionel has been doing it for 10 years. So imagine in your agency, where do you find your future SIR coach? If everything depending on you, manager, then you cannot expand your agency. It's always within the people who graduated from SIR. Okay, so this is a key point for you. Lionel is a classic example. It's not just, and I want to tell you, in finances, Lionel is just one of them. There's so many who graduated from SIR and they do well until today, and they are anytime ready to go back and give back and be SIR coach, because they grow up in the system of hating it and yet eventually loving it and believing in it. Okay, thank you, Lionel. So during each 30-day segment, you need to have minimum 5 working days. That means in a week, we go by 7 days. You need to be clear that you need to have every week, you need to have minimum 5 working days a week. And your cases closed must be a live case. We don't accept investment case. And then the X number of API per month consecutively for 3 months. And then you must have 12 AGA activities, okay, per this 30 days minimum. Okay. So permission to supervise, whenever we start a new person to come in, we will ask them this question. Ask this new agent before they enter SIR. Do you believe we know what it takes to be successful in this business? Usually they say, yes, well, we do know. We're going to tell you, all right? If we see you starting to develop bad habits that will prevent you from being successful, would you like us to tell you? The fellow will always say yes. Would you allow us to push you to your limits? He will say yes. So this is a very important question to ask, because during the SIR, these 3 questions you will always bring back. Remember, we asked you for permission to supervise you. He said yes. So now you can be very hard on him. You can even be very tough on him to remind him, you give us this permission. But you will always get this response. We didn't expect it to be so hard. You will get this kind of response. Okay. They will tell you back that if you know it's so hard, I will not say yes to you. There were a lot of tears during the 90 days. But these are real 90 days. So how does it feel so far as compared to your 90 days? Did you realize that your 90 days is like honeymoon? As compared to us, maybe, I don't know. So job of SIR coach. So if you are the SIR coach, what is your job? Your job is not to make your agent happy, not to be a nice guy, not afraid to offend the agent. Your job is to help the agent get the results they want. Your job is not to seek understanding of the agent, of your agent, meaning you will be misunderstood. You will be, but you're not to give up. You must persevere. So how does it sound to you so far as a manager in the way you coach your agent? Because many times what I heard over the region and travel, many managers, when you recruit the agent are precious. They're so afraid they will lose the agent. So they dare not be tough. They dare not demand of the agent because they're so afraid the agent will leave. Whereas for our program, we are very clear. We are telling you, if you have any time you cannot fulfill the requirement, please leave. And like what Lionel said, he has seen people being terminated and asked to leave. And we're very serious about it. Okay, we are very serious about it. So this is explained to you simply. SIR, I give you 3 examples. Pregnancy, kindergarten, the Navy. This is what we call a study right program. It's a retention program. And it's every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from 8:30 to 11:30. Every Tuesday now I go clearer is that we do case discussion. Every Thursday, we do role play. And every Saturday, we do work habits, activities, tracking. So this is what we do. Every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday, we do these 3 things. And you see earlier we mentioned it is the same thing, keep repeating itself, but it is not boring. It is overwhelming. It has limitless possibility and thousands and limitless variation. This thing put together make up SIR. All right, I stop here. Any question you want to ask me? And any question you also can ask Lionel, because he is a product of our system and we are so proud of him. He's not the only one. There are so many lioness in our company that all came out of the SIR program. Thomas asked how many agents to start SIR. So you see, many people think that SIR program is a class. Batch 1 got 5, batch 2 got 6, batch 2 got 10. It doesn't go by that. The ideal class, okay, ideal boils down to also how many this SIR coach, based on his experience, he can take. So we will not encourage usually a SIR to be more than 12, 15 liner. In your experience so far, what's the biggest in the class? What is the ideal size?
When I joined, there's 25, but that is the
25.
biggest cohort.
Okay.
That was because of the career odyssey. But I have seen over the years, I have seen agencies starting with one, new agencies starting with one, then eventually maybe 2 weeks later, 1 month later, another one come in, another two come in, and then it becomes an ongoing process where new agents come in or those that graduates.
So you will, if many of you will not understand what Lionel said, because many people always have the idea about new agent is always by batch. Okay, this batch of new agent class, batch 1, we have 3. Another batch, wow, this one very successful to the career seminar, we got 10. Another one got 5. And a batch by batch. Guys, it doesn't work like that. There's no batch. No batch. That's why earlier, if you say about the new agents training, people is always about curriculum mentality is wrong. There's no curriculum mentality. As I go along, you will understand what I mean. Okay? Remember, so far what I said, don't worry about how many badges. There's no badges. It's just keep going because it is not curriculum. Curriculum means, Gordon, I got one agent come in, I taught him the sales process already. We already reached until the closing. Then now a second agent join, already at closing. If I go through the new agent's sales process, this agent will find very bored. Hey, I already learned this. But if I continue closing, this person did not learn the beginning. How do I continue? Are you getting me? Many managers are conflicted over this. And many managers say that this agent has been with me for 2 months. And a lot of things I thought he already know. New agent come in, if I repeat it, this person will be very bored. See, manager, whose problem is it? Did the agent say they are bored? They are. Their agent say, hey, boss, I heard this before. So if agent use words like, I heard this before, or you trained this before, what is the problem here? You know what is the problem here? When agent give you this feedback, hey, this training I heard before. Hey, this one you said it before. That means you have failed to help the agent realize that the whole training is about not whether you heard it before, it's about whether have you delivered the results from what you have heard. If you have not got the result of what you have heard, then you don't have the audacity to tell me you have heard. If you have heard and yet did not get the result, please continue to hear what I got to say. Are you getting what I'm saying? But many times the manager are conflicted because I shared this before. The fellow heard before. We are conflicted. Why are you so concerned about what he has heard? You are more concerned that after he heard it, has he delivered the result? Because the same that I received from many training, I go to Taiwan, Indonesia, I have heard from many managers, they say, Gordon, your training I attended before. Which I said to you, next run, would you come for the Ample Essential? I guarantee you, majority will say that, Gordon, I attended before. But you have not got the results, I will tell you, you better keep coming. So if you don't have the mindset, your agent will say this the same to you because they come from the mindset of receiving. Receiving means I heard that before. Now, if this is their mindset, my dear manager, none of us, not me, not you, can feed the kind of training they want. That's the problem. The manager got conflicted, worried about what to train, then end up we do motivation because motivation feeds anybody. Hello, make sense, bro. Make sense, bro. Walao, you make me so excited, you know, yo. Walao. Every time I hit a hot topic, you get me high. All right. So new agents training, our people come, you can listen to Lionel. The way we frame it, the way we present it, the agents come with fear and trembling. I'm not joking with you. They will scramble if they know that they're going to be late. Scramble to make sure they are not late. They'll make sure that it's a working day. If not, we'll ask them, tell me, why is it not a working day? They will stress to explain to you why it's not a working day. Now, this is a right conversion going on. Thomas, you will get your answer as we go along, okay? It's not exactly the way you see it. All right. Okay, let's continue. So today, for the rest of the time, I'm going to share with you on Saturday. I will talk to you about Saturday. Then next week, I will bring to you Tuesday and Thursday, and then we continue, okay? So today, I will spend the rest of the session to talk about Saturday work habits activity tracking. For agent to succeed, to do a conversion, they need to understand, like the FSFT, the 10 must ask question, we spend 2 questions on 7 and 8 on habits, right? Habits. So now we expand further on this topic called habits. So study right, it's called SIR. And Saturday, when we meet from 8:30 to 11:30, we call it what? Work habit activity tracking. If you do what successful people do, this is habit language, okay? Habit language. There's nothing that can stop you from getting what other successful people get. Similarly, if you do what unsuccessful people do, there's nothing that can stop you from getting what others unsuccessful people get. Simple theory, simple logic. So there's no secret in our industry. There are many successful people, producers in this business. You just have to know what these successful people do and just follow. And to follow these habits of successful people, this 90 days is very crucial for you to acquire that DNA, that DNA. What is a DNA? It's a habit. That these 90 days, once you acquire the habits, you cannot don't do one. I'll give you an example. Before COVID, I don't run at all. I never run in my life. But because of lockdown, I start to go running. Every week, if I don't run, I get very uneasy, because it has become a habit. So I like the story that we tell our kids when they were young, that kind of nursery story about this tortoise and a scorpion. Okay, this scorpion want to cross the little river, but scorpion can't swim. Then here he comes to the tortoise, say that, would you ferry me across? The tortoise said, why should I? Because you will sting me and I'll die. Your scorpion, like your tail, like that, you like to sting me and I die. And the scorpion look at the tortoise, look, why would I do that? If you ferry me across, I sting you, you die, I also die together. What? Would I be so stupid? The tortoise thing, yeah, makes sense, man. You wouldn't do that to me, what? If you sting me, we die together, no? Logical thinking. So the tortoise said, okay, lah, come lah. So he hop on top, behind the tortoise, and then go across. Halfway through, guess what? The scorpion stung him. And then the tortoise look at him and say, why are you doing this? I'm going to die. Having answer, the scorpion answer, yeah, I also don't understand habit. Man. You understand the story? It's his habit. When he's on top of something, the habit, want to stun, don't stun, die together, also habit must do one, understand? So many agents, it's their habit, they die. But they'll rather die than having that wrong habit. So today we are teaching you the right habits, the habits of successful people. Successful people have certain habits. That is what we're talking about on Saturday, the SIR. And every Saturday for the next 12 Saturday, we'll drive you. In these 90 days, we'll drive you about habits. Therefore, agents need to understand this simple term. Agents must have a balanced diet of activity. And these are the activities that all agents need to have. Prospecting. You need to find customer. Get used to this word. And prospecting, you meet people, getting referrals is utmost priority. Then you need to learn how to prepare case. You need to do presentation. You need to learn sales idea, presentation, sales presentation. You need to now, in a new normal, you need to do Zoom meeting. Today, we are in a hybrid world. People meet face-to-face. People will not reject Zoom meeting as well. You got to understand social media, not the way you understand before you join about taking a picture about the food you eat, the holiday you go, the thing that the way you shop, not this kind of social media. You got to know how to make social media your ally to do marketing and promotion and branding. You need to read. Many people don't read, but here you will read. You need to do agent, get agent activities. So these are the balanced diet of activities. So may I ask all of you, go to me and type 1. If you say yes, go to put 2 if you say no. Did any of you today, when you have a new agent come in, these are the things that immediately you present to them as the new agent, this is your balanced diet. Do you do that? 1 if you say yes, 2 you say no. I like Marcus. Okay, Marcus is very detailed. 1.5 lah, 1.5 lah, sometime 1.2 lah, sometime 1.8 lah. Very hardly reach 2 yet lah. Huh? Okay, I got you, Marcus. Okay, so we all do something along that line, but not as robust, as tight as it is. So new people need to know what are the things that die must do. Okay, so now as we continue, now guys, you just imagine you're the new agent. I'm talking to you before we go SIR. Understand what I'm saying? This is a talk to agent before they enter SIR. Then we have to also understand some facts. Some activities are more enjoyable than others, and agents tend to concentrate on those that are pleasant. Remember, successful people are successful because they do what other people hate. So agent got to understand of these 8 things. In fact, there are more eventually as you come. You will notice that some activity agent really like, some they really hate. Just like today, you go for an international buffet. You have so many different kinds of food out there. Guys, let's be honest. It's not possible that you eat everything. There are some food you like, some food you don't like. If I go to a buffet with Liner, like the food that Liner like may not be the food I like, but there are many other foods. So as an agent, you got to know. You don't have the luxury to tell me what you like. I am the one to tell you these are the things, whether you like or don't like, you need to do because this will make you successful. So what is the thing that agents like? Let me tell you, everywhere agent will love this. And this is called training. Your agency training, 9 o'clock, they will come and they sit down there 2 hours and then your talk, they love it. Agency retreat, oh, they love it. Agency outing, they love it. Prospecting is something they detest because that prospecting is equal rejection. Hello, agree? Agree? Call reluctance. So these are the things that we got to drive into our new agent. What is important that you die must do. So we'll continue on this topic, on this area so that they know. So then these are the things. Marcus, this is the question that you asked earlier. So in SIR, what? These are the things that will be covered. We'll talk about sales. Why? Because it's about achieving MDRT. We talk about referrals asking because this is sales sustainability. We talk about communication. Guys, God give you 2 ears and 1 mouth. That means expect you to listen twice as much as you talk. We talk about case discussion because this is real life learning. We talk about role play because this is experiential learning. We talk about book reviews. You know, our agents will be given books to read. This is shaping mindset. We talk about story selling. What's your story, my dear agent? We talk about questioning techniques because this is very related to objection handling. We talk about relationship building because this is called business sustainability. We talk about closing, but rather it's a conclusion. We talk about all this is a habits. Why? Because it's about routine. About time management, it's about accountability. It's about performance review. Later, you'll hear everything about performance review. It's called 6 in 1. And as you listen to all this, as you look at all these things, is this syllabus teaching? 1 box is 1 teaching, 1 box is 1 training. Guys, it's not. The whole SIR will cover all these things, but yet it is not curriculum based on all these things. So you're confused. SIR will cover all these things, yet it's not curriculum to teach all these things. Yes. It's not, because if it's curriculum, this new agent joined, this time this already covered. Then you feel that, wow, by the time we talk about this topic again, will be 3 months later. How can the new agent wait? That is a curriculum mentality. So now let's dive in. What is this work habit activity tracking? Agents need to know every day, they need to have a definite time for starting work. They need to know this. They need to perform critical activities during critical hours, do profitable work during business hour, for example, prospecting and presentation. Non-critical work during non-critical hours, it should be done outside business hours. So we need to teach the agent and explain what then is critical activities. Simply put, activities that put money into your pocket. So agent need to know every day, you need to perform critical activities. What is critical activity? Activities that put money into your pocket. So let's example, Lionel is my new agent. I recruited him many years ago. Then I say, hey, Lionel, let's go for lunch. Lionel is more than happy to have lunch with the boss, isn't it? But then Lionel learned during the SIR. Eating lunch with Gordon, is it activity that will put money into his pocket? Do you think Lionel eat lunch with me, I will refer business to him? It's a big no. Do you think eating with me, I will give him a case? No. So eating lunch with me is confirmed activity that will not put money into his pocket. But then Lionel said, but eating lunch with boss there. So therefore, this is a real lesson to you for you to know. Should you go lunch with him or should you go lunch with a prospect? So for JL organization, this is a thing that you can learn, you can use in your system. That when new agent come one day, Jeffrey, secretary will call him, hey, boss want to have lunch with me. Wow, this new agent, hi, wow, Jeffrey want to have lunch with me. So happy. Then after eating lunch, Jeffrey looked at him. Why did you come for my lunch? This lunch with me? He said, you call my boss. So you want to have lunch with me? Of course not. You're the big boss, have lunch with me. But do you think this lunch is an activity that put money in your pocket? The fellow will choke and almost die. Correct? And then the fellow will realize, kanna liao lo. So this is a trap. Then that's where teachable moments come in. Teachable moments come in. Say that, let's enjoy this lunch since we eat. But I just want to take this opportunity to tell you, we can lunch for the next 30 days. No money will ever go into your pocket. So if I ever call you again, do you think you should lunch with me? You say, no. No way I will eat with you. What about other managers? You say, no. So do you understand the lesson? Do you think it's a good thing? Hello? After that, if this manager belongs to Kamal, he will text Kamal, I'm resigning right now. Your company set things up, you are a bunch of crap, stuff like that. So if this is the way it is, then too bad. But to some people, wow, this organization teach agent teachable moments in a very shallow manner. I'm just speaking aloud to you. Are you following me? Not necessarily must do things like that. I'm just using this example to teach agent. Many times agent got it wrong. Attending training is another worst things that can give to an agent. So the breakfast, the SIR program, in the past we call it Breakfast Club, is also in itself not activity that put money in the pocket, but it is a necessary evil. That's why the agent need to balance both sides. That I know it won't put money in my pocket, but yet I know I cannot, don't do it. So in life, this is how life it is. How do you manage? Then you tell them, welcome to the world of business. Welcome to the world of entrepreneurship. Because nothing is certain. Nothing is 100% absolute. It's how you manage on both sides and make lots of decisions every day. So which are the activities that put money into your pocket? So can you please go to the chat and text me the answer? Whichever, out of the 10 here, Please type in the chat your numbers. Which do you think are the activities that put money into your pocket? Oi, why take so long to answer? What about the rest? So few people answer. Okay. All right, time's up. Let me give you my answer. 2, 4, 5, 7. Okay, so for the rest of you, if your answer match with me, congratulations. So Jeremy answer is the same as mine. Oh, only Jeremy answer same. Okay. So why do I put 2? Texting friend for sales appointment is definitely activity that put money into your pocket. Okay, number 1, we already say attending managers training. This is a necessary evil, but I want to tell you, it doesn't put money into your pocket. Okay, sending e-Christmas card out. 4, social media linking, Instagram. These are activities that's important because today social media is a thing that you need to acquire, but you cannot spend hours into it. You must know how to discipline yourself, designate yourself time to go into it, like every morning 45 minutes, evening 45 minutes, like that, to go into deliberate text sending of writing of articles or replying to people or connecting people deliberately with the intention about business. Okay, not the kind of taking photograph, the food you eat, the holiday you go, not that kind of social media. 5, Zoom with friends to share a story, definitely. Okay. 7, Zoom sales appointment, definitely. So what do you think? If you understand this, that means as a new agent, as I talk to a new agent, put yourself in the new agent's mindset, okay? So this is it. Now there are 2 types of critical activities. Okay, I define for you, it's called fixed and variable activities. Fixed activity means die must do. Variable activity means not within your control. So let me explain. Okay, fixed activity, we call it die must do, means it's something that's within your control. And these are the fixed activity that you must do every day, die you must do. You must call, you must text. You must arrange 5 new business Zoom appointments per day. You must have 5 referrals Zoom appointment per day. You must ask for referrals during every appointment, whether it's the first time or second time or the 5th time. You must have follow-up, follow-through. You must have AGA activity. So what do you mean by die must do? And this is fixed activity. What do I mean by that? I need to explain. Today, KL recently has a flood. Heavy rain. During the flood, can you still text and make phone call? Can, right? You cannot come and tell your boss, hey, how come today didn't call for appointment? Oh, because there's a flood outside. What has the flood to do with your calling? So fixed activity means you got to know every day what are the things that is fixed. You must do one. You cannot don't do. You do, you don't do, you die. Simple example. How many of you every day you will surely brush your teeth in the morning and in the night before you sleep? You wake up, you brush your teeth, at night before you sleep, you brush your teeth. These are fixed. Do you need to think about it? How many of you every day has to make serious, painful decisions? I want to brush teeth. Do you do that? You don't. You brush because it's fixed. So we need to drum into our new agent a conversion to our business. There are certain things that's fixed. You don't have to decide. You don't have to fight it. You just have to do. So what are these? I just showed you earlier. These are the things you must do. It's fixed. Nothing to do with whether is there a flood out there, is there an earthquake out there. You just can do because it's fixed. Then once you make the appointment, those appointments are variables appointment. Then what are the variables appointment? Variables activities are not within your control. For example, you have already arranged 5 new business Zoom appointments per day. That means this 5 is being arranged last week. You make phone call, you arrange 5 Zoom appointments. You also have 5 referral Zoom appointments. You have 2 closing interviews. These are all done because of the fixed activity earlier. You can only have variables activity if you have performed your fixed activity. So now there is a flood outside. Your friend texted you and said that I can't Zoom you, our internet was down. You can't control. You can't control. You want to meet a person in Starbucks in the mall. Due to a flood, you can't reach there. It's out of your control. You're waiting for a client, a prospect for dinner. The person said, I'm going to work overtime. You can't control. So variables are not within your control, but you can only have variables if you have performed your fix. Are you clear now? So fixed and variable put together is called critical activities. New agent need to understand all this definition, because when you do supervision, you need to use language like this so that we are very directed in your conversation. So now, 1 to 8, give me your answer. Which one is fixed? Which one is variable? Hello? Hello, I'm waiting for your answer. Please go to the chat and type your answer. Which, in your opinion, which is fixed, which is variable? Okay, thank you for your participation. Let me share with you my answer. All right. Fixed activity is 257. All right, calling for Zoom appointment is fixed. Whether rain or flood out there, you have to call, you can call. Face-to-face sales appointment, this is variable. You have already, this face-to-face sales appointment is the result of your calling last week. You got an appointment. It's variable because if the person go overtime or sick, he cannot come, you can't control. Right, calling for referrals is fixed. Number 7, follow-up calls is fixed. The rest are all variables. Okay, so you got to understand this, and your new agent need to understand this very, very well. Okay, so now we look at our typical day. When we talk about work habits activity, now we go into the full day, 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. Agent need to know, is your working day filled with critical or non-critical activities? That is a question they need to ask every day. Because if it's filled with non-critical activities, like half a day training, guys, gone already, no, half a day gone, no. So that day, how? If your half a day is really non-critical activity, how are you going to fill with critical activities? Without it, you will not succeed in this business. So these are very important things that you need to drive into the agent. If the agent in the 90 days receive this, they will naturally, their stress system will automatically come in to decide what to do, what not to do, because they are stressed. If agent get this correct, agent are very upset with lots of training. Let me tell you this. I'll give you one classic example. I called my company double TOT agent. Okay, his production is TOT or double TOT in finances. I called him for a meeting. I just want to catch up with him. You know what was his next question to me? He said, boss, anything important? Oh, I like that, man. I said, nothing important. Just thought I want to catch up with you. Say, boss, if it's nothing important, maybe we should not catch up now because I really have no time for it. But by the way, I'll be going to Taiwan this month. I'll be there. Would you be in Taiwan that period? I said, oh, perfect. I'll be in Taiwan that period. Good. When I'm in Taiwan, then I want to catch up with you because I want to ask you something about Taiwan. Do you see the way he talked? Super focused one, no. Even I call, he's not interested to have lunch with me or breakfast for catch up, no time. Because eating lunch with me or breakfast with me is activity that will not put money into his pocket. But months later, when we're in Taiwan, he will catch up with me because he has something he wants to ask me. He wants to ask about Taiwan market. He wants to network into the rich, the ultra high net worth of Taiwan. So when he has a purpose, he will meet up with me. A person with such clarity. And this person is TOT every year or double TOT. He started our business with zero sales experience because he was, again, an army regulars. Army regulars, no sales background. But today, if you ask him, how did you become so successful? Never once will he not say, without SIR, I wouldn't be where I am today. Because he has zero sales background, but the SIR lays such a foundation to him that he knows what are the activities that is necessary to make him successful. I'm telling you this, he's another classic example. Okay. Then do I feel offended that he rejected me? I feel them way song, you understand? No? But it's just the kind of throwing tantrum. But inside me, I'm very proud. I say he rejected my lunch, you know. Wow, feel very rejected. Because I, you know, the kind of feeling, it's me, you know, calling you, you know. But inside, very happy that he has such clarity. Okay. So now we are moving on already. You must catch up with me. I'm sharing with you about the what. We now want to learn to you what about your typical weekly activities. A new agent need to understand, you need to see your week, you need to see your activity by weeks. So we divide the weeks into 21 blocks. The MAN stands for morning, afternoon, night. Then the above is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll ask our agent, you got to look into your whole week and ask what is your typical weekly activity like. So what is your typical weekly activity schedule? A new agent need to have a feel. As a new, they don't understand what does it mean to be successful, to succeed in this business. So we show them. First of all, we tell them, when you look at your week, you must first of all block off your non-negotiable. Because we all come in different odds or different shape and sizes, again, non-homogeneous. All of us have different days of the week that we say, die cannot touch one. Are you following me? Because we always tell them, this career, you got flexibility, all these things. So tell me, in the whole week, which part is non-negotiable? So for example, I want to employ a staff. This staff tell me, between this time and this time, I must send my kids to school. This time, I must receive back from school. Can I accommodate this? I said, no problem. Then this staff will work for me and I cannot use this against that staff. Are you following me? I cannot because I understand. So if this agent join me and say that, boss, this is my non-negotiable. I cannot touch one. I respect that. So tell me first. Are you following me? So This is the agent, one of the example of the agent in terms of non-negotiable, straight away pop. Wow. If this person tell me 1 week of 21 blocks, you already block out like that. So how many blocks, how many working blocks do you have left? You notice he only left with 14 blocks. Because the whole thing add together is 21. So if this person, if I can accept this, I can tell them that means you left with 14 blocks, you got to be very focused, you know. So example, another example, take a look at this person. This person probably is a Christian. He says, Sunday I don't work, it's my Sabbath day, my rest day. The rest, no problem. Wow, this person got 18 blocks. Another person could be this, 13. You see, different people has different family commitments. Maybe, as I said, you're a single mom or got 7 children or 2 children. So the best one is this, you know, this is a fresh graduate. You know, only Sunday go to church, the rest, chop, no problem. All ready for work. So these are the first thing we need to do. First, block off the non-negotiable. Got the picture now? But as a new agent, for the first 90 days, as much as they give me the non-negotiable, later my this Start It Right program, you got to see how you can suit into mine, you know. Because after the 90 days, you will know how to balance your own. Okay. I need what is only 3 weeks in a month? What do you mean? Yes. Okay, as we go along, you will understand more. Okay, let me finish first. Okay. Yeah, that is 1 week. Okay, take a look at this. This one is Monday, Tuesday. This is 1 week, isn't it? Hello. So now I give you sample week 1. This is 1 week. That's why just now I said, what is a typical week like? Earlier slides, do you notice I said typical week? So now I'm giving you, moving into examples. So what is this plus sign? This plus sign is appointment fixed. Appointment fixed. So how many appointment fixed? For this agent, he entered the week. There's 1 appointment fixed. How many? Can you type in your chat? How many? $10, right? You can count. This person, this agent entered the week with 10 appointment fixed. By the phone call makes the week before. 10. It's not 10 plus, 10 appointment. The plus sign equal appointment fixed. Good or no good? So managers, today, if your agent enter the week, Monday morning, show you, boss, this week I got 10 appointment fixed. As a manager, are you happy? Good or no good? The rest, what do you think? Good or no good? Yeah, this is full time. Okay, those who are SIR is all full time. So all of you got a very good understanding. You all say no good. This agent entered the week, say that I got 10 appointment fixed. Manager, look at it. Is it good or no good? Because this is fixed. Fixed. Is it really good? Because this new agent still do not know what is fixed at the beginning of the week is different by the end of the week. So by the end of the week, this is what happened now. From the 10 appointment, out of the 10, only 5 realize. The other 5 is either cancel, postpone, or no show. Because in our business, this is very common. You always get cancellation, postponement, or no show. So end up, you only get to see 5 people. So at the end of the week, if you only end up seeing 5 people, so is this a good week? This is a terrible week. And if this thing continues, my dear new agent, you will fail. So therefore, the new agent need to know before I enter, sir, then what is the kind of appointment? Then we give you another example. This one. This one you will see that there are 15 appointment fixed. As you enter the week, there are 15 appointment fixed. Oh, looks good. But again, by the end of the week, you will see that you have only 7 realized. That means out of the 15 fixed, only 7 materialized. That means this is still a bad week, even though you enter with 15 fixed and it looks good, but you got to know by the end of the week, statistically for new agent, depending on the nature and quality of your appointments, 50% cancellation or postponement or no-show add together, it is very common. So agent, if you're not clear about this, you will experience disappointment, which earlier I said, disappointment. Many of them are disappointed, are discouraged, and that's one of the big things. Add on to rejection, it is an emotional thing that many cannot go through, the psychological thing that they cannot go through. But if we prepare them, let them understand, realize, then we minimize this possibility. They will understand, so this is how it works, the equation. Give you a new one. So now agent need to know, that means when I enter the week, I need to fix a lot of appointments. Say yes. So for this case, this person now fixed 25 appointments. By the end of the week, he probably realized that he get to meet only 10 because maybe 15 could postpone, cancel, or no show. Wow, cancellation rate is so high. To a new agent, I played it at always at 50%. 50%. Of course, if it is less than 50%, it's good. So we give another one. Look at that. Now, by the way, what I show you are not anyhow put on. These are all real appointment of successful agent. Okay. This is 30 plus appointment fixed, but by the time the weekend, you notice he get 15 appointments. So to really survive, you need to have minimum 15 appointment met face-to-face. That means 15 appointment materialize. So I ask you again, is this good training for new agent? Do you think for new agent, this is very important for them to see in the picture, but many of times we don't show this to the new agent. So if a new agent, you show like that, their impression, they are very clear. Wow, the successful habit, the successful agent, their activity is that high. It's that high in callings to fix. If you don't get this high, you don't ever think about being successful. So therefore, I said this before, for a new agent to go and attend a talk, or company arrange this agent, close 3 case MDRT, 10 case MDRT. You know this kind of talk? Familiar? So now I ask you, is it good for new agent or it is very harmful to new agent? This kind of talk. In my opinion, for new agent to hear this kind of talk, it's very painful to them. If our teaching to them is high activity to get that kind of sales, and then you hear one producer, 1 case MDRT, how do you like it? I give you one real story, okay? In Finances, we have 1 case that we close. 1 case is 6 times TOT. Have you heard before a case that 1 case 6 times TOT? Do you know we never announce it in the company at all? We never even announce it. Nobody ever knows such a case ever closed. Because why? Because this is not normal. Are you getting me or not? But many leaders will use this thing to blow. Well, guys, now the mark is risen. You know, we raise the mark. You know, this and that. These are all really harmful because people work so hard to close 1 case. Now you tell me 1 case. TOT, now worse is 6 times. But those are the cases. There's a China case, huge developer. You cannot use this to come and share to a normal agency training. Do you understand what I'm saying? So my dear managers, protect your new agent. If they're not ready for that kind of talk, even if the company arrange it, don't ever send your new agent there. The whole thing about the pandemic, there's this word called quarantine. Lockdown. These are very powerful words that we can use for new agent. New agent need to be quarantined. If I'm my way in the new office, I will have a zone that is called SIR zone. Nobody can enter that room. Senior agent, nobody can enter them. That zone can only be in and out for all the new agents. And the whole agency understands the system. Why? Because outside the zone, these are all the virus, all the dengue fever, all the SARS, all the, whatever, all there. But these are quarantined because they're too precious. And the 90 days, they will not mix with the agency meeting for the weekly agency meeting. The new agent will never mix. The new agent do not have to attend the weekly agency meeting. No, there's no need because their SIR program is already very robust, very tight. They don't need the weekly new agents training. You embargo them, protect them from all the virus in the main agency. Because why? People come late there. People look at their handphone when the manager is talking. Bad attitude. They come early, they leave late, they come late, they leave early. All these things is there. You want the agent to see? Do I make sense to you? That's why our new agent very quickly they pick up bad habits. Why? From where? From the agency. Unless your agency on the whole, the culture is already very good. That will happen when you now build a brand new era. My era. You separate your agency by pre-Gordon and post-Gordon era. Very easy for you to separate. Easy? Okay, Thomas, I give you the slide again. Is this the one? Or the previous one? Which one? Sample week 3? Week 4? Okay, so I said again, to a new agent, if they have not entered SIR, they already got a full concept. So Saturday, when we do work habit activity tracking, this is what we're going to look at every agent. Every agent needs to present their week. And if their week is the earlier one where you only got 10 appointments, can you imagine this agent in that week when they are supposed to present their 10 appointment, they will be shaking. Do you understand what I'm talking now? They'll be shaking because they know that later when it comes to my turn of sharing my week, the rest will question. You better have an answer why your week is like that. That's why Liner said it is scary. Saturday for us is another term in our SIR program. They call it the judgment day because it is a day where individually will come and present their Saturday and they better answer why my week is like that. It's accountability. There's no motivation. It's holding very tight. How guys, do you like the new agent program so far? Or you think that it's too scary? So far, okay? All right, from Indonesia, it's called mantap, okay? What is mantap, Rudy?
Awesome, Sifu.
Oh, mantap is awesome, is it? Oh, okay. Awesome, huh? All right, very good. Mantap, mantap. If no question, I will continue. Before that, again, I come back to Liner again. Liner, is it true that when you were there, all those so-called FCs that are really into the system already, their week activity is really into the 2030 fixed one when they enter?
What do you mean by when they enter?
That means when they started the week, right, they really already fill up their whole week with already a lot of fixed appointment.
You mean when they're in the SIR program?
Yeah, I'm talking about SIR program.
Well, unfortunately, no.
Not really?
No.
So it is ideal, but yet they struggle towards it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, but still, it's something that we keep driving. Do you agree?
Yes, that is why Saturdays are so scary.
Share one of your Saturday experience.
Oh, there's this particular Saturday when I was still a trainee. The trainer came into the room, looked at us, and he walked out. And for 3 hours, he never come in. And we just sit there.
So drama one.
Yeah.
Then
He never come back in.
What do you do? Why he got heart attack? Or what? We see the whole class activity so low, is it?
After a while, we look at each other, and then somebody suggested maybe we should do calling. And then we went to do calling.
So guys,
the trainer just never turned up. He just never come back in. And then he said, we are not worth his time.
Why the trainer behaved like that? Because he was too disappointed with the class.
I think it's time we take ownership of what we should do and didn't do.
So for this particular trainer, with Lionel, this example, because it's so dynamic, right? So for this case, you notice the class come together and say that maybe we should kind of make phone call. Now, what would this new agent come to the conclusion that why not we spend time making phone calls? So that means the DNA of a successful thing they need to do is already inside, even though they may have disappointed the trainer over their weekly activity. Like we say, we show all these things, the agents struggle to fill the week with that kind of activities. But once in a while, you will see one agent that can fill that week with the kind of activity, which is a good encouragement. Okay. But these activities that I show you are people who are outside SIR already. Like let's say, talk about Francis, these are very real activity. Okay. Like right now, those who are already out, those who are producer already, these are very common thing. Okay, I've gone through with you the weekly activity. So now from the week, we need to, okay, go into the day. The day. So we need to understand the next concept called my ideal day and my real day. So what is the difference between the real day and ideal day? So new agent need to understand this. Weekly work habits activity tracking, we talk about week. We need to know their week, they need to know their week. But to have a week, you need to understand your day. Your week is made up of 7 days. Got it? So agent need to know my everyday. How do you view your everyday? So I will teach them these two words called my ideal day and my real day. So what is ideal and real day? So give example. My ideal day is that I want to wake up at 5 a.m. to go exercise. Then I finish at 6 o'clock. I make breakfast for my children. Then send them to school, come back at 7 o'clock, then have breakfast with my wife. Then after 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, start work. And then evening 7 o'clock, come back, have dinner with the family, 8 to 9 o'clock, read books to my children, then tuck them to bed at 9 o'clock, then spend time with my wife, then we sleep. This is my ideal day. Hello, perfect husband, perfect father. But my real day never happened, and my ideal day never match one. You understand? I never wake up at 5 o'clock. I never make breakfast. It's my wife that wake up 5 o'clock, make breakfast and wake me up. It's totally the other way. So in life, what is the ideal you want and what is the real thing you want? The closer you are to make your real day match the ideal day, the chances of your success is higher. If you can grasp what I'm talking, you don't need any more motivation in your life. Every day, you just work towards making your ideal day and your real day as close as possible. That's why you look at old people. The older they get, their real day and ideal day, very similar one. We call it the routines. They will just wake up and do the same thing, walk the same journey, eat the same breakfast, meet the same friends. Every day is the same. You can always predict what they do at what time because their ideal and typical day become the same. So to the agent, they need to know that every day you need to make your ideal day and the real day the same or as close as possible. You can do that, guaranteed success. You don't need any more motivation. So what do I mean? Ideal day, real day. Agent need to understand what is the difference. So the difference is that you need to understand this word called daily performance review and planning. So agent need to understand this PRP. Every day they need to do planning and review. So we do this by understanding this 6-in-1 system. Every day you need to do planning based on these 6 things that we learn: time management, planning, goal setting, activities tracking, evaluation, and Pareto principle of 80-20 rule. Each of these 6 points, if you want to do training, can take half a day or full day for each of these points. But now for new agent, we put all these 6 into one program that every day they need to do this daily. And then 7 pieces of this make up the whole week. So remember, again, as we talk about this daily performance review and planning, remember to make your real day a working day. So every day, we will start the day at 8 a.m. to the night 11 p.m. So this is make up the whole day. So we start off with daily activities. Okay, you can see down here, daily performance review, daily activities. So an agent, okay, now as I share with you, please follow me. You are a new agent. Every day at night, before you go to sleep, you need to plan about the next day. Got it? Today, let's say now, today is Wednesday. I'm going through my day. And tonight, I need to plan my next day, which is a Thursday. So now as an agent, I look at my daily plan from 8 a.m. tomorrow till 11. What is my ideal day like? What is my ideal day like? So I look at my schedule. I realize that tomorrow I have 4 appointments. Wow. At 12 o'clock, I'm meeting John. It's a closing interview. And then at 1 o'clock, I'm meeting Linda. It's the first appointment. It's a first appointment. Then at 7, I have another appointment with Mary, also first appointment. Then at 8 o'clock, I arrange with Peter. It's also a closing interview. So tomorrow, I got 4 appointments. Wow. 2 appointments first time, 2 appointments, follow-up appointment. It's a good thing for tomorrow. Then I got to decide tomorrow, what time do I want to reach office? Oh, I want to reach office at 9. Okay. Then I must leave home latest by 8 because it takes me 1 hour to reach the office. And then I said that when I reach the office, then I need to know to go for my appointment for 12 o'clock, I need to leave the office by 11. And then my last appointment with Linda, if I finish by 2, I will travel back to the office. And then similarly, when I reach office by 9:30, I want to make phone calls. Wow, prospecting, that's my plan for tomorrow. And then this is what I plan to do. You see, as you can see, this is what, as I continue to fill in my slots, I noticed that, wow, I'm going to have a great day. That morning, I have 1.5 hours of prospecting calling. And then afternoon, I have 2 appointments of 1 hour each. That's my plan. Evening, I have 2 appointments of 1 hour each. Then afternoon, I have another 1 hour of calling. Then at night, I will come home and do my PRP. Wow, this is my ideal day. Now, friends, if all of you, agent, has a day arranged like that for the next day, is it fantastic if everything you plan happens? That means by the night tomorrow, whatever is set out there, everything happens. That means your ideal day and your ideal day match. That means that day is a successful day. Agree? So this is what I mean by understanding your daily performance review, your ideal day. So then he continued planning. Yeah, it's not over. So now this is his planning for his planning and time management. So we go to the next segment of 6-in-1 called goal setting. So in the goal setting, he has this thing called fixed activity and variable activity. You notice the variable activity, he has 2 fact-finding interview, 2 closing interview, and his goal is to close 1 sale. And then coming to the fixed, he has 2.5 hours of calling. He has decided to make 30 calls, morning 1.5 hours, afternoon 1 hour. He decided to make 30 phone calls. And then all the 30 phone calls, he planned to get 3 new business appointments fixed for the next week. And then he said that he got 4 appointments. He plans to get 25 referrals. So he has set his goal on both fixed and variable activity. And then is this evaluation. At the end of the day, he will always ask these 3 questions about his day. So this is about tomorrow, not over yet. That's it. So he filled it up and he prayed over it and said, "It's my ideal day. Hopefully tomorrow by end of the day, see how it turned out." So the real day happened. As the day goes, the next day at night, the whole day over, he got the real day. The real day happened. So what happened? This is what happened. Indeed, he left home at 8, he reached office at 9. Instead of making phone calls for 1.5 hours, he ended up doing paperwork, doing a lot of administration, this and that, and he traveled. And John, the first closing interview materialized, but for Linda, there's a no-show. Then he traveled back to office. Now he was stressed because morning he's supposed to call 1.5 hours, he didn't do it. Afternoon, he said that he better call because he already screwed up in the morning. And then he traveled to meet Mary. Yep, the first appointment with Mary showed up, but with Peter, it was postponed. So he traveled home. So what was ideal and what was real, there's already a difference. And now he go into his goals that he set the night before. Instead of making 30 calls, he only ended up making 15 calls because he only called for 1 hour instead of 2.5. Instead of getting 3 new business appointments, he ended 1. And instead of getting 25 referrals, he's forgotten about it, he get nothing. And out of the variable activities, 1 postponed, 1 cancel, but at least he closed 1 sales. Then he did a points. He noticed this is his points, and the points are not good, not good. So it's not a working day for him. So now he did an evaluation. He thought through, and this is what he has written for that day. I lost focus and got distracted because he's supposed to make 1.5 hours phone call. But I managed to say no to my colleague when he asked me for coffee. But at least here he learned. Then the next thing, identify the positive things you've done that you know will lead you to your goals. He said, I memorized my script well. My clients commented it was good. Well, that's a good thing. Describe your prospecting activities and how you want to do it better. I need to overcome my core reluctance. Stop giving myself excuses. Tomorrow I must make up the numbers. So this is his evaluation. Then coming to the Pareto principle, his targeted prospecting hour was 2.5, but actually he only done 1. His sales interview hours was only 2.5 hours, supposed to be 4, because 2 postponed, 2 didn't show up. So actual working hours, based on the fact that he reached the office till the last appointment he left, it was 12 hours, but then only 3.5 hours are activities that put money into his pocket. So effectively, the time of his 12 hours, effectively, like he worked for 12 hours, but only 25%, 29% are really productive times. So this is how we do the whole thing called daily performance review. So the key to Saturday is what? Okay, is basically this piece. Whatever we see, you notice that it is this piece of paper. Do you see that? The ideal day, the real day, the fixed variable, and then the evaluation and below. 6 in 1 into 1 paper. We call this daily performance review and planning. So to the new agent, they have this daily thing they need to fill up. And then they need to look into their weekly, put into this. So every week when we meet on Saturday, this is the thing that they need to present. And as a coach, you have something formal to monitor, to supervise, to talk. If without this, we are just hitting the air. The agent is just saying anything. Sometimes we are being sucked into the agent's story about their family, about this, about that. But here, cannot run on. Every day, the agent has something so accountable, you cannot run. But this is habits, this is routine, this is accountability, this is responsibility. So all these things will be downloaded into the agent. Again, about habits, about what successful people need to do. Successful people need to do. Are we clear here? So therefore, we continue our example over here. So what is your typical daily or weekly activity? So we give you some sample examples. So again, this is a non-negotiable, you block out. And then we need to know that in a week, these are already the non-negotiable for the new agent, which is Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, SIR. This one, they cannot fix appointment at this time. They have to be around for this. And then things that I did not tell you, again, for the new agent, they need to set aside this time in the afternoon every week for team calling. Without calling, they will not have appointments. So all these are already fixed. In addition to your non-negotiable that you give me, these are the non-negotiable that we have to tell the new agent as far as you're concerned. So therefore, you notice the new agent only have the remaining blocks here to meet people. And then this remaining block also add on, if you still want to put in your team agency training or meeting, you got no more time to work, my friend. See this again and again. My dear leaders, do you see that your agents in a week, when they enter the week, they actually don't have much time to work? So please do not let them attend your weekly training. Do not let them attend your company, whatever training or whatever big speaker coming for the new agent in the 90 days. It's not necessary. Unless those agents speaking are really the kind of activity agent that can, the topic, the sharing is matched. They are kind of what they are doing. Don't ever expose them to what, go to Genting Highland for events or Singapore, go to whatever. Don't need. The 90 days is enough to kill them already. Okay. So the question, if the non-negotiable is on Wednesday, or 4 of the Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, you must understand, if you shift it to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, then another new agent happen to join. The Monday, Wednesday, Friday cannot, then how? Are you going to run 2 sets of SIR program? So all these things, that's why during the interview, you have to discuss. If they really cannot match, then really there's a challenge. You got to see how, whose side going to make adjustment. Then maybe really cannot, then at the moment we see how. Because if they are coming full-time, it's unlikely they cannot match because this is a full-time program. It's not an FSFT program. So let me go further to give you the example. Okay, so this agent, he entered the week, he has this appointment already arranged. And instead of giving the plus sign, I put the numbers into this. Okay, you can see that he entered the week with all these things happen. Numbers. Is it good or no good? So let me show you what does this number represent. So 1 is Zoom appointment fact find. That means first appointment is via Zoom, doing fact finding via Zoom. 2, meaning Zoom appointment is a closing appointment. 3, Zoom appointment follow-up appointment. 4, Zoom training. 5, doing PRP. 6, that means the numbers that become red color is a cancelled, postponed, or no show. So to this agent, is it good? He entered the week with so many appointments, but at the end of the day, we are only interested in 1, which is fact find, very good. We're interested in 2, very good. 3, follow-up is good, but it's follow-up. So at the end of the day, it's not very good for this new agent. So these are the PRP that you can see. This agent example is Martin. This is his case. Things not so good. So in a week, when we talk, we match this one day. If this day or the PRP is referred to Wednesday, then we see whether does it match with that day. And this one talk about Anson, you see, things are different again. So to Anson, this may be his best, but it's very tough. To succeed, if we continue like this, it's very tough. So if we go on to another one, you see, the non-negotiable is so many, plus our SIR non-negotiable, he don't have much time to work. So how? So you see, or Cindy. And then we move on. Wow, Jimmy seems to be a very good one. Very serious, seems the most promising. And you can see, different example, the PRP. All right. Do you have a clear picture now? Okay, let's come back to Lionel. Lionel, you want to share your experience about this weekly Saturday activity tracking, the weekly thing, how your the daily and the weekly appointment, how you during your time, how is it like?
As a trainee?
Yeah, of course, as a trainee first. Then after that, as a trainer, your experience.
As a trainee, I can speak for myself, my peers, and these 10 years, all the trainees I've seen that many of us take it as a chore. Means it's something that the trainers want us to do, and we just do for them, and less for ourselves, which is no good because end of the day, especially I think for senior advisors, senior agents, they'll see that, wow, this is powerful. But for new agents, the last thing that we want to do at the end of every day, and this is something that is not what we want or what we like to do, is to do admin. to put things, do review, do performance review, all that. We don't like to do it. So it's always because we fear punishment, we fear penalty that we do this. But as trainees, as we go into the Saturdays, we realize that at one look, especially when we look at our peers and we comment, we see that the week could have been much better. And in one glance, we can see where we can improve on for the next week, especially when we don't have enough the critical activities. So it is also up to us to, right after Saturday trainings, usually we will have certain activities to beef up our appointments for the next week.
So that was your days as a SIR trainee. So when you become a coach, how was it different when you become a SIR coach training others then?
As a SIR coach, the commitment is even higher than trainees because trainees don't like to do all this. Therefore, as a SIR coach, you have to hold this very tightly. And you got to show the trainees that it is your commitment. I still remember waiting back then for us by 2359, they have to submit their planning and their review for the next day. And before Saturdays, on Friday nights, they also have to submit everything by 2359 so that we can prepare. So we will stand by, and then at 0000 hours, we will be texting all those in a group chat or asking them like who have not submitted, where are your submissions. So the trainees know that the trainers are there waiting, and therefore they know that we are serious and we hold the standard. Yeah, so this is as a experience as a SIR coach. And as a SIR coach, we fear even more than trainees on Saturdays because we don't know what to say. It's like I've said this so many times, week after week, they keep repeating the same thing. As a SIR coach, we also run out of things to say. So that is one very big fear that new SIR coaches will have when we do our weekly reviews with the trainees. I think it's important that it comes with experience, and as a SIR coach, it will come a time when you will get tired, you will get frustrated. But end of the day, it's whether you have the heart for these trainees to do well. And that's most important because the heart for your trainees to do well, this is what will keep them with you when the going gets very tough. There's a difference between the trainees knowing that you are there to just do your job, or you are there because you really matter a lot to them.
Okay, thank you, Lionel. Lionel shared something about 2359, okay, 2359, which I did not put it down here. So since Lionel talked about it, then I want to make mention that in Singapore, every day for the 90 days, including Saturday, Sunday, or even public holiday, by the 2359 of that day, that means 11:59 before it hit midnight, this piece of daily performance review has to be emailed to the SIR coach. So you see the commitment of the SIR coach is to the trainee, to the new agent, they need to send the report. The SIR coach, by 2359, people are sleeping, other manager, but they are there waiting for the reports of the new agent, Can you imagine that kind of level of commitment? And by 12 hit midnight, whoever hasn't sent, they will text, no, you're late. Where is your report? I tell you, it's very high tension, high stress. But what are we teaching? Accountability. So that the next day or the week, they know what already the SIR coach need to look through their report. They know what to say, how to correct, how to ask the question, where do you go wrong, things like that. Heavy commitment. But many managers, 10 o'clock sleep already. Hello. So it's not something that's easy to do either. So why I did not add it in my training so-called is because in the region, when I share Malaysia, Indonesia, or Taiwan, Many just simply cannot cope with this 2359. So I remove it for you. Too much for the overseas, because you will find that in overseas, wow, 2359, the wife will be looking at the husband, why suddenly so hardworking, why still on the computer? You know, but in Singapore, this is our commitment. And then this is another thing, is that every week our Singapore new agent need to read something on. We'll get them to read, and they must write a book summary every week. We want them to be thinking agent, reading agent. We have books for them to read one. We will tell them the books and what are the things to read. Then there's another thing I did not share since Lionel talked about it. What if they miss? What if they did not fulfill the criteria, the weekly criteria of the API, the working days? There's a punishment, we call it remedial training, RT. We follow the army term. They need to go back and do running, you know, that kind of thing. So they will come back on Sunday to make phone calls, which I did not add in here again for Malaysia, Indonesia class, because the manager simply cannot cope. Too much. Just by doing this, they cannot cope already. So I just take away those very serious stuff, which is commitment. Right now, I will share to us about the RT experience.
RP experience as a trainee, right?
Yeah.
RP is something really scary, and it's meant to be a super inconvenience. So for us back then, it's always done on Sundays. I really hate it. So for me, simple, don't get into RP. Just don't go into remedial. I did it once. It's the experience, it's I would say something that I would not want to go through again. It's 6 hours. So we had 3 hours straight calling, followed by 15 minutes break, and then 3 more hours. I still remember the person next to me, he was calling and he just put down the phone for about, I think 10, 20 seconds. The trainer came behind him and then shouted at him and said, "Why do you stop?" And everyone in the room heard it, and then we're just calling, and then some of us have run out of numbers, but we're just pretending to call, you know, all that kind of things. But I think it is the environment that makes us realize that how serious RPs can be. And we see the commitment of the trainers as well. They are there. They are not there sitting by themselves doing their things, but they are really focusing on how we call. Sometimes they ask us to take a quick break, they gather us, and then they share some experience how to improve on the calling, and then we go at it again. So these are some of the things we do for RP. I did it once. I told myself I will never want to do RP again. So I just I try to finish up my working days as much as possible.
So those people who fulfill the criteria, the weekly criteria, they will not need to come for the RT over the weekend. For those who miss it, they come to the RT. The purpose is that for those who did not meet the criteria is because they don't have enough appointments, and don't have enough appointments because they did not make enough calls. So that's why they meet on Sunday to make the calls. Got a picture? Yeah. So I said again to Indonesia and Malaysia, if this system is really a good system to you, but if it's too much for you to bear, then the RT and the 2359 submission of report daily is something you're going to work it out your way, because it is a very serious matter. Okay. Yeah. Any questions you want to ask, Lionel or me? Because today's session is heavy, it's dry, but I hope it is so.
Just as a question.
Yeah.
What is the criteria to become a SIR coach? Can you elaborate more on the context of this question?
Okay, hi. I know. So, for example, if let's say in an agency we have the manager and also others managers together. So we are training a new people. The new member to become. Sorry, wait. Let me put it this way. Okay. There's a new member to come in, so there's a SIR coach. So the SIR coach cannot be forever the same person, right? The same manager. So along the way, if let's say in future we have more members to join in, so what is the criteria that we need to train a new SIR coach trainer? That's my questions.
Okay, so of course, if you're starting the SIR program, you and the managers that are working closely with will have to be the SIR coach first, right? Subsequently, all SIR coaches must first and foremost have graduated from the SIR program. Right, that is minimum. Otherwise, trainees, it's very hard to convince the trainees that, hey, my trainer made me do all these kind of things, whack me, tekan me, and then he or she don't even know what this SIR program is, so cannot. Your SIR coaches must all graduate from the program. And you might want to screen through to make sure that they are committed to it. So there's the 4 questions given, right? You might want to ask the same 4 questions to the coaches. But bear in mind, they will experience fatigue. So SIR coaches also cannot be SIR coaches for the entire year. So first, they need they contribute, so they have always, you also need to value add to them in certain ways. That one, it's a topic for another discussion. They must feel that they are being valued. They must feel that they are also learning something, and take care of them, take care of their welfare. It will be good to have rotations as well. So sometimes you still need to come in back to cover. Cannot just throw everything to the new SIR coaches and expect them to do everything. They need to have on-job training, so they need to shadow you and watch how you do it. It's also a tough journey to be training new SIR coaches up. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, Lionel. Yeah, you answered my questions. Thank you.
Okay, to further up on Jeff's question, right? Our SIR coaches that runs the SIR program, first criteria is they must be a graduate of the SIR program. Okay, when they graduate, then they will continue to do their sales, and ideally they achieve their MDRT. You cannot hire somebody to come be a SIR coach without themselves go through the 90 days. Because the 90 days is very dynamic. It's not, now I can teach you all these things, but everything is very fluid one. If the person do not have experience and walk through that journey, you can't handle this program. It will fail. The success and failure of this SIR program is not the new agent who joined. It hinges heavily on the SIR coach. I'm telling you. How the new agent respond is how when they, one of the things that why the new agent respond, I'm going to tell you this, okay, is that they cannot understand why this SIR coach is so committed to them. You frequently get this kind of feedback. In their heart, they are touched. And they know that the SIR coach are not paid. That's why in my earlier part about employability, they cannot understand why so much is given, 2, 3, 5, 9, the coach is there waiting. They are never late. They are always ready to pick up your call, to encourage you, to listen to you. They are touched by this commitment. It is this part of the SIR coach that changed many of them, that turned them around, even though they get rejection out there, even though the journey is tough, because they see that this coach is committed. And I need to tell you another thing. This coach, SIR coach, is not their manager. So now I come into the kindergarten concept. Your agent come into the SIR, it's like going to the kindergarten. So this is one level of learning, which is very important for the new agents. Then they go back to the agency, they meet the manager, it's another level of learning. So the new agent has actually 2 levels of learning. But the level of learning from the manager makes sure that the thing you teach do not contradict what they learn in the SIR. So therefore, the manager, if you are not a SIR program manager, again, many times the agents are in conflict because the managers say things that sometimes contradict what is being taught during SIR. This happens in Malaysia, Indonesia, where some senior manager did not attend my program, and then some of the new junior manager attend my program and they on their own create the SIR program. Then when they go back, the senior manager say that, well, no need like that lah. So serious for what? A statement like that from the big manager, finish, everything finish. So that's why I said to many of you, if you are here alone, let's say you are here attending my program, you like what you are hearing. And then now you go back and want to tell your senior manager, can we work together? I tell you now, don't bother. I'm talking to you now. If you are here alone, you go back, you want to implement SIR, don't even bother. Because your senior manager and the rest of the manager, they are not into this system. It's impossible for you to make it work. Because it's too painful. But if you really believe in this system, then you need to talk to your other manager to come together for the next run in August. And then ask them to look, do we want to do this together? And if you have a group of managers, minimum 3, to come together, willing to work together, then you can implement this system. Because other outsider will run down this system and say they need to work until like that. No need. You will hear many of them, because why? Many people simplify the business. And I can tell you this, many of your new agents in this SIR program, under the company regulation, many new agents also need to attend at the corporate level. They need to have some program, need to run, by compliance. You will get to attend that program 3 days, and you will mix with many other new agents from other agency. I have my Malaysia manager to test like Adeline or Karen. They are new agent when go for the company event, the kind of training, corporate training. We'll come back and ask them questions. We were very surprised when we talked to those new agents. A lot of things that we do here, they don't do. They start to question, how come here got to do so much? So you see, those are poison. Here we are doing so hard, but when we go there, they realize that other agent didn't do any of such thing, and their life seems to be easy. An attitude problem, severe attitude problem, and come back. Many come back and then realize that they are indeed in a very good environment. Adeline, 你要 share 一下你的 new agent 的一些 feedback 吗? Any feedback from this area that you want to share? Or Karen, you also can share your new agents SIR training back experience for the class. Or Rudy, you also can share, because you are already using the system. You have gone through 10 years of pain already, pain and tears.
Yeah, okay, I can share a little bit. I mean, I practice SIR each time when there's a batch or even one person, I will do that. Okay, and then especially to those in Prudential, we have this scheme, we have this Prudential scheme. So it's a compulsory for them to attend certain program. But you have advised me many times before that, I will always do a pre-conditioning. Okay, what is the expectation when they attend all these companies training? So each time when they attend those mandatory training, so I will condition them. So the feedback will be like, is totally very different. So even for example, like case study or they do telephone, it is very, you call it, it's very salesy, in a very, what you call it, insurance way. So they can, then it's good thing that they can compare our program. So each time when they see this happen, and they will acknowledge the SIR program is more high value than what company have given. Okay, it's not so detailed as what we are giving here, definitely. That means they don't see the coaching part, but they feel like it's very much attending, and there are times they say they cannot even skip it because it's wasting time.
So from Karen's feedback, from Karen's sharing, and many in Indonesia and Taiwan, I received the same thing. The new agent need to attend some of the mandatory program at the company corporate level. And something I cannot understand is that, why would the company want to do all these things? Why? Because many managers are not doing their thing. So the company got to come in to supplement the kind of training which many managers are supposed to do, and the manager are very happy to send their agent there for that kind of training. But the standards are terrible. My dear manager, what do you think? If the corporate trainer can train our agent, then why do they need you? That's one question. Second, if you who are on the ground selling and recruiting can't even train the new agent yourself, you mean corporate people who has never sold a policy, never recruit, you mean they can? And yet we send our people there. And yet when our corporate trainers train, they train like they are the big time like that, no. And yet many managers happily send the agent there, not knowing that you send your agent there, you're sending your agent to the slaughterhouse. Not that they are good or no good. It's not from the angle of saying things. It's from the angle is that they are simply not qualified to train our people, because what they train are just basically strokes. But they're just talking about empty strokes. But what we are talking about, your stroke must be able to hit. Only us are qualified, because we grow up as an agent. We go through the pain. And our career is very peculiar. We cannot hire somebody to be a manager. That's why people say salaried manager to run agent. You can't, because this manager have not gone through the route of an agent. You just cannot bring out that part of it when you train. And that's why I cannot understand why corporate insurance company will engage trainers who are not in our industry to train their agent or their manager how to recruit, or train the agent how to sell, especially those people who are out there who are so-called professional consultant or sales trainer, but they've never sold a policy, but they can sell. I don't buy that. Our industry is too unique that you cannot get outside authority. That means the authority in the other realm, even though it's in the sales, to do our kind. I don't know whether you agree with me. I will not send my people to attend those talks. Not that I look down on them, it's just different flavor.
Same with our team, Sifu. We recently just finished one batch of 13 agents, new agents, fresh new agents, and in the next 12 weeks, six retired, and so we left of 7. So 7 finished the 12 weeks. The 12 weeks, there are about 10 managers come together, because this is first time. So we come together. We spend about 200 hours in those 12 weeks. 200 hours. So times 10, there's 2,000 hours. And all of us, we give. So the new agents see our commitment. We are always first to show up. After the sessions finish, we will run the review, what to be done the next day, what's the planning and everything. And we do not send the agents to corporate prudentials training. None at all. Even though they are invited, they will ask, should we go? No, not to go. What is that? It is just motivation. Don't worry about it. They will say, okay, no problem. So they just do not go. Because it's 2 hours, some of it is face-to-face. So they got to travel 2 hours to that destination, and the meeting is 2 hours, and go back 2 hours. That's 6 hours. So I say, no need to attend. So rather than 6 hours attending, they better spend the time with their family. So that's how we make them, and they do what just Sifu said, the fixed activity and the variable activity, and they understand what is the they must do. And yeah, thank you for that, Sifu. Thank you.
Wow, thank you for your sharing. So to many of you who are in this class, I'm very glad that we have people who are already running the program and they're still here to attend again. So we have people like Rudy, Karen, or Adeline, or even Liner. I try my best to bring people already using the system to let you hear that what I'm sharing with you it sounds simple, but yet it's not as simple. Okay, you need to really work at it to see results, because it is not as simple. And every session is different, because the agents who come are different in every class. It's very dynamic, I can tell you, and it's you will never get bored. Never get bored.
Every day is new, something new. So it's very dynamic. That's true.
So Rudy, this 200 hours, was it tiring to all of you?
Well, I enjoy. It's my learning curve as well.
So
I've run
first time that you all do such thing.
Yeah. Has done it before, failed, because run of motivation, because don't know what to do.
Okay. So
this is the second round.
Rudy pick up another very salient point. Many people who learn this, in the end, they try. But as they go along, they turn the whole session into motivation, because like what he said, they don't know what to do. So they end up motivating. Yeah. So he failed.
So we just copy what Sifu teach: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we just run that like that.
All right. So we are not going to break out. So now we talk, we are here, you have question, you better ask. You also, it's not just me, we have people who are already using it, even they may be new, but very raw, but it's okay. So for those who you have been an experienced manager for a long time, after hearing what I shared, probably you also have a very robust new agent training. Would you like to share? Maybe which area is the same, which area you feel that you can, that what I share, you may have something better, you want to speak out that you have done this, done that. What do you think? What are your system? Maybe you can share your system.
I have a question for Lionel. Lionel, can I ask the question? Address this question to Lionel.
Sure.
Okay, Lionel, wow, master of SIR. May I know, in today's world, when you talk about RT, you do it in Zoom or still physical? I mean, maybe last year, and now the borders open, maybe we can come back to physical. Did you do any RT the past SIR program?
Okay, right. Hey, first of all, I'm not master lah. Just here to share. Still learning after so many years. Okay, right. Your question is, do we do RT over Zoom because of COVID?
Yeah. Because I find it difficult. So actually, I listed off during the COVID time. We used to do it in physical, come to office, like what you say, 6 hours. We always also impose certain penalty, but I find it difficult during pandemic time.
Okay.
So if
we also find it very difficult.
Yeah. So if today I want to, implement again, I just want to hear from you. Is there any way you have done it over Zoom?
Yes. Of course. I mean, since the pandemic start, everything becomes so uncertain. Nobody know whether we are doing right or not. I think the pandemic is like the great leveler. Everything go back to zero. Big agency, small agency, we just need to adapt and change the way that we do things. Much as we don't like doing things over Zoom, we just cannot go back to the office. And we cannot do any, and we still need to do something, right? To keep the whole system going. We did over Zoom, yes. We tried it. We just need to trust them that they do their calling. Some of the things that we do is we ask them to submit their calling list. So before the calling, they submit the list. We check through, like, okay, these are the numbers that they are going to call. And then after the calling, they need to update us, like, what's the outcome of each of the numbers. And then we call over Zoom. So we will look at each other and then we just pick up the phone or the text, regardless what it is. We'll be sitting in front.
The normal calling during the calling days, like over Zoom.
Yeah, so it's like all of you here, we can be one calling session and then we'll be looking at each other. And then whoever score an appointment will make do a flag, a reaction or something like that. Then we have debrief over Zoom.
Okay, Karen,
Okay, thank you.
I can get Rudy to also answer you. Rudy also they also did RT over Zoom in Indonesia.
Yeah. So we run RT on Sunday afternoon, 4 to 6. So there'll be two managers supervise the people who needs to run for RT. Since the appointments, they need to have 4 appointments a day. So if they do not get 20 appointments in a week, they run for the RT. So the way we do it is just like, okay, there is the briefing for 5 minutes, and we'll run sequentially 20 minutes briefing, debrief, and go another 20 minutes, debrief, and go another 20 minutes for 2 hours.
Do you listen to their script when you do RT? Because when physical, we can actually, we can pinpoint further, we can hear them. But if we Zoom, if let's say there are a few people, we have to mute them a certain way.
Yes.
Managing the group.
Yeah, during the 12 weeks on the phone team phone sessions, there will be sessions before the group calling. We will pick one person, and the person will call for appointments, and everybody will listen and will mute the Zoom. And after the sessions of the 20 minutes, the first 20 minutes, we will give feedback to that person, how he or she does the phone, the calling.
All right. Okay. Thank you. I want to understand more about the process in having an
Karen,
yes,
you can get them to do role play beforehand. So spend the first 15 minutes. It's doing briefing, so it should not eat into the calling time. It's always good to have a calling, remind them what's the objective, what is the outcome, and then break them out into breakout rooms, and then get them to do quick role plays. You and your other trainers or whoever can go into the breakout rooms to hear them first.
Okay.
And then get them to start.
Out of the room.
Okay, so sorry, Yomei, we did not explain the word RT stand for what. We thought everybody know. RT stand for remedial training. Again, this is a military term that we pick up from Singapore. So for those who don't know, it's that in Singapore, once we leave the army, every year we still need to go back to the army for 2 weeks or 3 weeks for training. And that's how Singapore, all the males is compulsory, that regardless of which industry you're in, after working, every year, the employer must still release their male staff to go back to the army for 2 to 3 weeks every year. So in the 2 to 3 weeks, one of the criteria is that every male must pass their physical fitness test. But you must understand, when they left the army, in the 2 years, they are fit like Rambo, you understand, quote unquote, They can run, they can do a lot of things. But after 1 year, all their flap, all their tummy all come out. Their six packs consolidate into one. All these things. So they're running, they fail. So when they go back for the 2 to 3 weeks, most of the people fail in the running. They need to run 2.4 km within the stipulated time, and many people fail. So when they fail, after the 2 to 3 weeks, they need to continue to pass that running. So the government will institute this remedial training over the weekends. Even though they left the 2 to 3 weeks, they still need to go back every Sunday to keep running for the test until they pass. Then they don't have to go back. So it is a session that many people hate and detest, because Sunday is a precious time, but they need to go back and keep running until they pass. So to the government is that I did not force you to come. If you don't want to go back for RT, make sure you pass the test. Simple logic. So you pass the test, that's it. You 1 year later, then you come back. So with same concept is that, like what Lionel said, he hated it because Sunday is his precious family time. So in order not to go to RT, you make sure that every week you fulfill your criteria. You meet your working days criteria, your API criteria, your referral criteria, then there's no RT for you. Other people go RT, your Sunday is a precious time. Got it, Yomei? So that is the concept of the RT.
Gordon.
Yeah.
Thanks for the explanation. I just want to clarify again. The RT, is that meant for those not graduated from SIR?
No, it's during SIR.
During SIR.
In the 90 days.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep.
Yokmei, fail to achieve the weekly goal. not the 90 days.
Okay.
Francis, you have a question. If your FC preference is texting over calling, my dear Francis, who is the boss? As a new FC, how can you tell me I prefer texting? That this is our system. You come here, it's a team calling. That means everybody call together. You cannot tell me that I prefer to text. Back then, when we just having our lockdown, many people say how to do team calling via Zoom. Rudy can share the experience. He was almost in tears that he could make it happen, and the people are so excited about the calling via Zoom. He never experienced this before from the feedback of his agent. So everything voiced down to the leaders. Can do or cannot do, it's not what the agent says, it's what the leaders believe can pull through. That's why we are leaders. We influence a person. We can persuade a person. And in the end, the results is the key, is the answer, the outcome. Then the agents start to believe, hey, it's possible. But you got to do it via a team calling session, because individually people can't sustain the Zoom calling. They can't. That's why we do it together.
And there is one feedback, Sifu. If we see from the PRP, on the team calling day, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they will be making more appointments. They will get more appointments. They will make more callings. But on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, they will have less calling, because on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they know they are expected to calls. They prepare their names, they prepare everything. And those precious 1 hour, 1.5 hours are the time that they use to make calls, because they'll be asked during the debrief how many calls you make, how many appointments you get, how many missed calls you get, how many rejections you get, and we record all those numbers for us to know that if they actually improve with their calling system.
Okay, that's great. Guys, any feedback about today's session? Is it too heavy for you, or is it some good information to add on to your already existing, if you already have a very robust existing system, as I said earlier, hopefully what I shared is able to shed some insight for you to improve your current system. But for those, if you don't have a system, hopefully that this is something you can pick up and start implementing, right?
Having the team calls over Zoom is something new, Sifu. So we do not run 2 hours, we run 1 hour, but with the debrief and everything, it becomes 1 hour 15, 1 hour 30 minutes, and we finish. That is something really new and something exciting for us, the leaders, and also for the new agents.
Yeah, what Rudy shared is that on the third session in the SIR program, I'll share with you briefly how do you handle a 90 minutes or 2 hours team prospecting or team calling session. Many people struggle to do a 1 hour or 90 minutes or 120 minutes kind of calling. There is always a way to do it. So that you can last. So we'll talk about that much more later. Okay, but just take note that in the SIR, it is every week is repeated the same way. That's why just now I say that you everything run the same way, but it's never boring. It is in fact very overwhelming. Okay, and the SIR coach, if you're the SIR coach, you're the manager, it is a very tough thing for you. Your commitment is very high. Okay, now, so the confusion, maybe, or not say confusion, so many people still did not get it. So for example, let's say I talk about the JL organization. You are now running a SIR program. So Jeffrey recruit one agent, go into the SIR program. Okay, Jeremy recruit another person, go into the SIR program. So Kekeng recruit another SIR program. So we start off on the 1st of May, 3 new agents. So assuming the person who is running the SIR program is Kamal. So Kamal is running the show together with Marcus, together with Elson. So 3 of them are the SIR coach. So as they continue running to 1 month, then now Marcus recruit another one, go in. But the program is already running 1 month. So now a new person just joined 3 weeks later, can he catch up? Then along the way, another person joined, can he catch up? Then another program, Joel bring in 2 agents, already 2 months running, can he catch up? There's no curriculum because the 246 is keep running the same method. Whoever going can just fit in because it is not syllabus based. It is a coaching base. Then there's another thing, don't get confused. The SIR coach who coach the program, the people in the SIR program, they may not necessarily be yours. For example, Kamal may be the chief SIR coach. Let's say, for example, the 3 months Kamal did not recruit any agent, but yet he is the chief coach there. No, he still gives wholeheartedly to the program, even though none belongs to him. Hello, are you getting me?
Gordon.
That is the beauty.
Gordon.
Yeah.
We are running it like exactly what you are doing. It's the same. Except there are some tweaks that we need to do.
So that's great. So this is our
It's
potential.
exactly the same step, you know, but sometimes, you know, when you use certain words, my guys, you know, they think that they don't use that word. So they say that it is not the same. Actually, everything is the same. I've been using a one-card system. I give 100 points in a week since 95 or earlier. In my early days, before I was even a group director, my own direct agency I already use. All right, so we adapted and improved. Once you visit with us, I will show you actually what we do. So it is true. We run it for 1 year for new FCs program.
Wow, yours is even better. 1 year. Ours is only
1
90.
year, weekly twice. Yeah, we also do scorecard, which is a weekly card, the activities. The only thing that I think we don't do well enough is agent activity, which is something I want to ask you. In that particular segment, what you do, what do you say, and what you measure?
That one is very simple. As I said, even in my book study, I said already, every day the agent go out there, one of the activities they must have, like in your description, how many agent get agent conversation. You see, we use the word conversation. Conversation could be, hey, Carlos, by the way, next month my company has this career seminar. Would you be interested to attend? It is a conversation.
Okay.
That's it. That's 0.5 point really. So if this thing can be implanted to every new agent, can you imagine every day this conversation is out there going on? No?
Yeah.
So if you have 10 agents, there are 10 conversations out there every day. Right? You just imagine how much we miss. And then we always, again, incorporate during the recruitment, we always establish that is it a management career? So most of the people will say, yes, management career. So we make it very clear, 2 years of solid selling. So it's very implanted one. And then many people are very strange. If you tell them your selling year is only for 2 years, that 2 years suffering, they can take on because in their mind, only 2 years. After that, management.
I think that
this is the part that is a very psychological thing. And then we pitch them that when you AGA, it's actually for yourself. So they see a reason to AGA. But before that, people say, why must I recruit to you? It's your business. Why must I do it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the key here is selling the routine. You know, the everyday doing this activity thing is a challenge. So I tell my guys, routine is like the sun rises from the east and sets on the west every day. It's actually boring, right? It's a must-do thing. But in this sun rising and setting in the west, life grows. Life grows. So in life means, as an agent, your life in this business grows when you have routine. So that's my perspective. Secondly, when I sell the weekly activity, I tell them, you can cheat, you can lie, you can put scores that are actually not true, but you are hurting yourself because you know the truth, what you actually do. And when you're looking at your scorecard, it's a mirror. It's a mirror of yourself. Whether you like the pimples, you don't like the pimples, is you. But when you are showing it to me, showing it to your friend, showing it to your colleagues, showing it to your trainer, it's a portrait of you. How do you want to let your friends see you? How do you want to let your peers see you? That's a portrait of you. That's how I sell the weekly scorecard. Yeah, so we got different ways, but at the end of the day, I feel that for success to happen in our business, our universal principles got to be the same. That's why I subscribe to your AMPLESS program, because it's very like what we do, in our organization. Except, of course, I think because you are in training, you're very thorough. That's what I like about you. You give us the points, exactly what are the hit points, the key points.
Yep.
So I'm here to learn all the finer points of what I've been doing, some of the things that I have missed out, some of the things that I should do.
Okay. So I want to endorse what Jeffrey said, right? Especially to your organization here. Because we came from our roots, we are from Prudential Singapore. Many of the successful organizations at Prudential running like yourself are into system like that. Maybe some variation, but very much all into this concept. Then why is it that on our side we can duplicate so until now? It's the missing point on your AGA. Seriously. Okay, because if you are running on a system like that, which you are already having it, then if
you're absolutely right.
If you cannot duplicate, some it's very sayang because you have a very robust system, and this system is in fact proven, tested.
That's why I told my guys, the thing that I learned new from you, okay, is the AGA, which we need to implement straight away. The rest of it, of course,
Just tweak, fine-tune.
Yes, add here, improve here, improve there. But basically, success principles are quite similar.
So good, guys. Today in our class, for this particular class, you are blessed because we have Jeffrey Lim organization, which take up a main chunk of this class. And they are also having a system, may not be exactly the same, but in terms of principles and concept and approaches are the same. So it's further so-called proof to all of you that it is important that for those of you who are not really having one, please work hard at it and believe in it. And then in addition to it, AGA has to be planted day one, they join the career. That's why in Hard Truth, say that when you sell, you recruit at the same time. That hard truth is very, very important. I received a text this week from another organization, from their agent. They text me and say, Gordon, your book has helped us so much. You see, this is the only organization that take my book so seriously. That every of their brand new people come, they literally follow the script, and all the new people within the shortest time, everybody will go through the book study, and they are all very clear about their career is basically moving towards management, and they have no qualms about recruiting now, in addition to selling. So they will grow, and they are growing very fast in terms of their AGA, and all are millennials some more. So people say cannot recruit millennials. It's not true because we did not pitch correctly.
Maybe I would like to share, to add on to what Gordon has shared. Every little thing that you persevere to do will add up as the years passes. If you are very junior AL today, I think it's quite challenging, but you have to find like-minded people to align. Today, if you want to do well in your career, if you just do it all by yourself, it's going to be very challenging because you need very strong willpower and strong stamina to do well. But if you can find like-minded managers, if you don't have a group, I started joining other groups together with my boss to train first when we were very small. But when I have enough strength on my own, I can do it all by myself and my own organization. And I came from an alliance group called SP Group. If you're in Singapore, maybe you know. Right? I was the head there. I started the SP Group. And then when I formed my own group in GAM, I moved out. But the point here is, you start small, but you must have the willpower to grow. And then once you rope in your junior leaders together with yourself, then you will form an organization. And you set all these principles, that success principles, like Gordon have shared. So I think this program will really, really help. And I believe in the butterfly effect. Whatever we do today in the small ways, it will affect or effect a change in your future. So whatever little things you tweak, it's like a butterfly effect. It will change the picture in the future.
Wow, fantastic, man, guys. We have this class, we really value for money to have a new input from additional input from Jeffrey and many of you here, and for those who are already using it. So guys, our time is up. So we'll see you next week in our second SIR program. Next week, I will be talking to you about Tuesday and Thursday. Sounds simple on case analysis and role play. So hopefully when I share it, it can give you new insight in addition to whatever you're already doing. Okay? All right, guys, that's it. See you next week. Take care. Elaine, anything to you? If not, that's it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sifu.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
God
you,
bless.
Thank you.
Hi.
Elaine, you're too late.
Thanks, Elaine. Thanks, Gordon. Bye.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elaine.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Gordon. Thanks,
Bye.
Lionel. Good to see you again.
Bye.
Bye.